EA Sports to the game.
That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Raphael, yeah, I was just crazy in his game.
I don't know that song. What is this, man?
He popped out as well. What an idiot, man. So, no, yeah, goal, yeah. Goal, Raphael, yeah, crazy. That's what I mean, though. That's what I say, right? This guy's just got every meta player under the sun. I can't even get a crossfield ball with goddamn Centurion's Odegaard. Like, come on now, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, played about. I just uploaded a 6 hour video. Me playing all night last night. Yeah. All night last night. I still didn't fucking get so about 3 4 days a total of about I see. Yeah. So mad hours, man, mad hours. Yeah, videos 8 hours, 2 hours. What's that? 10 hours, 16 hours, 34. Um, basically, 20 hours of trying to do this. Yeah, little watch this. 20 hours, literally 20 hours of simply trying to do this. Yeah, 20 hours of trying to do this. Yeah, just to win, get to the next division. 20 hours, just to get to the next division. And that's one game, 2 game, 3 games. So it's taking me 20 hours to get lucky and win 3 games. 20 hours. hmm So yeah, and this shit that turned to single draft. It was a mega pack at one point. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, it was literally a mega pack. Yeah. That's weird. It changed from so FC Pro. I'm sure it was a mega pack at some point. Single draft token. So you got to use FC Pro Kit for something play for. I weren't using the kit, so I don't know how I did that. Um, so play 4 matches in any using FC Pro Kit. I did somehow did it without you getting them done. Match day one, FC Pro Open match, FC Pro Open match day one, FC Pro Open match day two. So I can't register for the pro thing, and there's an obvious reason why they've done that because the military, the government, and all of them try to lock me into a conspiracy. And they obviously can't cover it up because I'm not stopping playing. I dropped dead before that happened. I literally dropped dead before I stopped playing. So score 9 goals, 2 games, blah blah blah. I literally dropped dead before I stopped playing with quite simple. Yeah, so that and then yeah. Right, I need to score what's it? 8 goals with that Brazilian guy to finish it. Right, so okay. So I need to play with her to get her chemistry. Well, I just need to score with the Brazilian kid, really. Yeah, I just need to score with him, and then Just need to score over there if you can find it. Just go over there and then I should take him to the 87. That good season smoke. That's just so good, pretty good. I don't really like the Abbey. Maybe he needs a chemistry. I started my I went on Thursday night. I went onto my foot champs qualifiers and he automatically played save 7 games, which is impossible. What happened is some cunt signed into my account, some little British basketball signed into my account and did it. And I guess obviously they know they're not scared. What they're doing is trying to frustrate you. Mm-hmm. What they're trying to do is trying to frustrate you. But while they're doing that, I'm gathering the evidence that it's been done anyway.
Hello, it's
They
Tracy
can't
with
prove that
you,
it's
and I
me
don't
any
think
more than I
anybody
can
is going
prove
to
that it wasn't
complain,
me.
especially about the weather. I'm Derek
But
Ray,
what would
sitting next to the
determine
fantastic
the action would be logic.
Stuart Robson, and we're picturing a
I
full
didn't even realize 7 games were already played. I just got in, played a game, won the match, and then realized, wait, what? That I only had 2 games left. Uh, so what's it now? Paxio. I think I got a score with an English player. So, so yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe I think I'm better than I am. I don't think professional AI should be taking shots against me. I don't think so. Why could I not just kick the ball into the net? Simply, it's meant to be a professional AI. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to adapt, no finish, nothing. Just simply run and tap the ball into the back of the net. Should be more than enough against the professional AI. And somehow they're smothering it. You get me? Yeah? Like, look what so much shots get saved. Bro. Like, if I actually sit there and count up the missed and save shots, obviously, no point. Whenever the time comes, you'll be demonstrating. It should just be a simple tap in. You get me? I shouldn't really have to do any special finishes in the game, bloody. These man Bowen's what 86 shooting, and whatever that guy's called, Wilson's like the same 86 shooting. I shouldn't realistically have to do any special types of shot. I should just be able to just roll the ball in the net with no drama. It's professional. I mean, like it's not that I don't have the capability to score. I'm a professional. I'm just saying the type of shot choice shouldn't be a complicated one. It should really relatively be a simple shot choice. I mean, look, it should just be so simple. And this is professional. Like I can't score. I can't score. Uh, I'm just showing you that even on professional, yeah, it doesn't seem like they're making any simple mistakes. You get me? Which is very strange in itself. Even on professional, you can't even simply just poke the ball into the corner. As in, you know what I mean? Just a simple shot that dribbles into the corner, which is really odd, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I find it really strange that them 2 English guys can't score goals with that. I don't get it. I really don't understand why. I'm lying. I do understand. Let's look. Let's look. I'm not going to do anything more than just press B. That's it. I shouldn't have to do it. It's professional. I shouldn't have to over exaggerate the finish. I shouldn't have to outside foot it. I shouldn't have to angle it. I should just be able to run and just press B. It's professional. I mean, because the level of the game is So the level of difficulty most time is with the defense. It's not really with the attack. It's not really with the attack. The difficulty level is on the defense of the AI. Innit? You know what I mean, that's really where the difference lies. Innit? Look, that's bad. This bit, bro. Look at the professional transition from counter attacking position. So I should just be able to relative run and just slam the ball in the net. Look at that. Yeah, this is professional. Yeah, and so what is world class going to be like on my game? Yeah, I mean, so look at the space. Yeah. So I'm gonna go on to that kid called Texas channel and show you how weird this is. Yeah, yeah. Bang, the ball deflects, and the keeper is still able to react and get that. Professional. Yeah. So we're gonna go on to his and watch him play ultimate. And just watch him just slam it in the corner with no dramas at all. Look. uh, let me literally go out there. Fuck it. Whatever. I'm gonna go out there and show it. So it's crazy. I mean, how many shots have I taken and only scored two out of them? Yeah, I mean, it's mad this way. Let's look at it, blood. Like, it's so strange. It's literally professional. Right, so I'm gonna go for outside of the foot. I mean, I can just run and kick the ball in the back of the net, like professional. I can't just go there and get around the keeper and that. So I just do it now just to show that I can do it if I choose to. But I'm just showing you that the game is trying to make it too sweaty for me all the time. So I'm just gonna run to the back of the net and just score it, just to say I can. There's no real drama in it. Like, but I'm just saying the simplicity, the simple mechanics just don't seem to work for me. So I kind of simply do that. Yeah, obviously I can modify the shot, outside foot shot, finish shot, a variation of that. But I can't just run there and just press B with it. Simple tapping. You know what I mean? It's as if they don't want me to make it look easy. Yeah. They don't want me to make it look easy, and they don't want it to be easy for me. So watch this, yeah. There's a simple toe poke in the corner. Should relatively put the ball in the corner. Exactly. You know what I mean? A simple toe poke in the corner should relatively put the ball in the corner. There shouldn't be any drama. Yeah? Any dramas. Where's Packfield? I can't even see him. I can't even fucking spot him. So I'm gonna give Dijon. Dijon moves. Packfield. Yeah. Oh, yeah. uh, and see, we see that thing, yeah. It's like I say, everything directional is relative. So even shooting after the net is relative. You just need to aim it into the general direction. You just need to aim it in the general direction. But I always miss and hit the post. Though. So somebody is turned whatever I don't know if I'd call it a gyro, which means basically when you point the controller like a helicopter, where you point the controller, you should relatively go because especially because the aids in the game, somebody's turned it off. So when EA was showing you about like the more variations of shots and how certain type of shot are more likely to be inaccurate, it shows you certain things, yeah. It show you the little red lines of where it would. Yeah. But I've tried every shot. But there's not any shot in this game that I have not tried, bro. Like, trust me, I gave it my all, bro. Trust me, I have. And I didn't just sit there and making up stories that somebody is doing this, and I didn't do that, blood. I sit there and I tried everything my brain could come up with, but somehow, blood, I miss more and I hit the post more than it goes into the back of the net. I've tried every type of shot, man. I've tried fucking fire shots, trivellas from outside the box, finish shots from outside the box. I've tried passing it and just immediately going for a one-time shot. I've tried dribbling and turning and then making the space and then going for the shot. Like I've tried every type of shooting angle I can go on. Yeah. I've tried every type of shooting angle. I've tried it got to a point where I thought, alright, fuck it, I won't take any fire shots at all. I won't square the ball into the box any at all. What I'll just do is simply get to this point and watch him save it. Yo, the about a 6 yard fucking blocks I've had, blood. Not a 6 yard where literally right in front of the net. Variations of player, variation types of player, midfielders, strikers, all sort of people, blood. All sort of people. And they'll fucking miss blood or the keeper saves it like literally on the 6 yard box, me and the keeper alone. I slam it and the keeper somehow saves it. And it just happened too often for you to think, with that much power or that much distance, no keeper in real life would save it. And I don't. The keeper is moving too quick. It's not that they're growing an extra arm or an extra inch. It's just moving too quick. Yeah, I mean that's it. It shouldn't be like that. So I need one more goal with that kid, and then I can do move on to the other evils, and it should be done. Just one more before the 87 minutes finish. I'm not gonna get that last one. They don't usually let me get the ball at this point. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Of course. I only had one more goal to get with him, and I was with it. Right, so I've got 9 games to win with these, man. This. Right, so I only need to play 5 games with him. Is this one with Neville as well? Concede less than 2 goals while having triple threat Neville in your squad. Right, so okay. Okay. So we've got to get Madison to do them ones basically. We've got to play one more game with that fucking what's it called? With that play. 29. Yes, I need one more goal with him. And then I can do. I'm thinking if I should. I'm gonna level up that centre back in it. I'm thinking if I should do the. If I should do the centre mid in it. I'm not quite sure. So FC covering the FC Pro engage with the. So it's qualifiers time, and let me go on to this. So let me see. So I'm trying to register. As you can see, clearly trying to register. Is it going to not work? So yeah, you can see it's blank. Anyway, let me hit refresh. Not really too much now. Hit refresh. Still blank. Hit refresh again. And yep. Okay, so the bull. So that's what is on his shirt. I don't know who that guy is meant to be. Register today. Sign up. Okay. So wait, am I signed in? Yeah, I'm signing. Let me sign in. And let me sign in. Let me sign in. So okay, let me sign in. Oh, it says sign in, blood. Right? Yeah, am I signed in? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm signed in. Let me hit sign up. Excuse me. Let me hit sign up. Is it going to go to an American website? Yeah. So watch this here. So it says whatever it says there. Today is the 11th of the 11th. No, it doesn't say UK any at all. It only gives us them. So United Kingdom is taken out of the list. And it says we are unable to proceed your registration. We could not complete your registration. Please take a moment to review. Yeah, so it's showing me a different country. So, like I said, who's going to be responsible for that? Is that going to be EA Sports who is responsible for why only my account is saying no? Is it going to be Xbox's issue? I mean, who is at fault here? So you see how they can create stress and I guess panic. You only relatively have 2 or 3 days. Yeah, so you can see how they can create stress and create a stressful environment for someone. So somebody can sit there and do something like this, and you're supposed to now run around phoning Xbox, phoning EA, complaining that oh this and that, and is EA going to fix it right away because you're some dignitary child, you're Prince Harry, you are the Sultan of Brunei, you are Donald Trump's or Joe Biden's children? Fuck no. So you can see why they do these things. It's because you have to run around now complaining. And then they can say, oh yeah, we are looking into your complaint. And technically, they don't have to do nothing. They can just say they have too much on their plate. Because they'll have to come and specifically fix yours out of millions of complaints they will get. But who is doing that? As you can see, it doesn't come up with the UK. I've signed into my account. I live in the UK, which is quite obvious. But it doesn't seem to, it won't go up, it won't go up, it won't go up, it won't go down, it won't slide up, it shouldn't give a variation, it doesn't give a variation of stuff. Well, I'll get back to that in a minute. I'll go back to that in a minute, and we can watch other people signing up for the Pro Tournament and see other British people doing it. Yeah, I mean, it's quite simple, isn't it? Let's see other people signing up. Like, how long can they go and get away with that sort of mechanic? I'm not quite sure which is the best approach to. Yeah, I'm not quite sure which is the best approach, but how long can they go by constantly disrupting every single aspect of my life? What does that have to do with terrorism? What does it have to do with mental illness? What really does it have to do with? So it can't be terrorism because you wanted to register as a pro shouldn't really affect anybody and shouldn't be causing harm to anybody. You wanted to register as a pro, yeah, my mental health shouldn't be affecting anybody. So who is out there deeming that I'm a threat to the community? Because I mean, who's out there saying that I'm a threat to the community, and where is the evidence? And where is the appeal process or the public disclosure? Because I'm part of the public, so if everybody else knows that's public disclosure, so are you saying that I am not a human being, therefore public disclosure, I don't count into that realm? Is that what they're suggesting? Mm. Is that what they're trying to suggest? Mm. That man ain't even remotely clever. Trust me, I'm on it in remotely clever. Doing something that somebody doesn't know doesn't make you smart. Do it now while I know, innit? Do it now while I know, innit? That's it. That is the time you man should exercise the things you were doing. I mean, that's where you do it. Because how long was it being done for? That's the only trouble you're going to get. Because if you're willing to do it now, even knowing that I'm recording, you damn sure I was doing it when I didn't know. So I need five of them. Trust me, if you're willing to do it while somebody's recording, you damn sure was doing it for ages before they knew it was happening. Common sense would dictate that you fucking damn sure was doing it before. Uh-huh. What is it? Saturday? I can't be asked. Yeah, yeah, damn sure I was doing it before. Right, so I need 3 Premier League. I need 5 MLS. Right, 3 Premier League. I just need to have her in the team. The rest of them I can boot out. Yeah, rest of them. Boot her out. Boot her out. It's a real experience for white men to see somebody booting English players, deporting English players. I was here, way to go about things. Right, okay, cool. These, right, I need 5. So 1, 2, 3 Prem. 3 Prem. Then I need him. Then I mean her. 3 Prem. I need her. And then I need 5 MLS. Let's do it all together. 5 MLS. Right. So El Miranda. Right. El Miranda. Bowman. Cellini. Okay, let's go on. Alright, so Cellini there. El Miranda there. Have I got any left wingers that can play there? Penzia. Then there. And there. So 1, 2, 3. I've got any centre mid, man. I'll just use him then. Fuck it. And then that's 4. Militao. Got any MLS on the bench? No, no MLS on the bench. Need to do that so don't forget. And then I need one more MLS. Anytime for any. So him, can you play a certain bit? Right. Set about. Can that guy play camp? I can't play camp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus her. Plus 3 Prem. So that's 3 Prem. I've got any English guy I can use. Nope, not French. Dutch. Yeah, I'll go with it. Right, yeah, so 3 Prem, 5 MLS, plus her. Crack on. Crack on. So, I say if somebody's willing to do this to your face, they will do it behind your back. And I think if they're doing it behind your back and they got caught, they might as well continue. They might as well. Because when you come face to face with them, like I say, what their plan is to obviously I now know. They wanted me to be frustrated and angry, and then they'll send their teams to come and harass me in the street, thinking that I would have lashed out, hit one of them, and then they would have dragged me through the court system, and the judge would have given me the maximum sentence for assault, if not attempted, whatever. They would have given me the maximum. Yeah, they would have given me the maximum. Yeah, yeah, they would have given me the fucking a maximum. And then what would have happened there from that point is quite simple. After giving me the maximum term, so even for a minor, so because they would have a multiple team out there that would have wait until I hit somebody and then they all jump on me, and then they'd have been said, oh, because they don't want to identify these men, they would have said they were good Samaritans and bystanders who witnessed the attack, and for they couldn't let the little British guy, because we're a community and all that nonsense, and say for one punch in the face, judge could extend the what do you call it? The judge could extend the judge could extend the prison term or sentence to the 12 months. 12 months is automatic deportation. As an immigrant, trust me, 12 months is automatic. Um, yeah, the 12 months is an automatic deportation. So the judge, and that's how you can figure certain things out. So say you're an immigrant, yeah, in any country. So they have a minimum term to say, well, okay, cool. Anybody who served a prison sentence of 12 months or more is eligible for deportation. Cool. So you go and there is a any type of offence you commit. So say the judge can give you anywhere to be between 8 months and 12 months. Yeah, if that judge gives you fucking 12 months. Yeah, and you're an immigrant. Just know that the plan is to deport you. That's what their plan is. So the moment you get that 12 month, you would start your case against start your case against deportation immediately. Simple as that, innit? Because a minor assault can go from anywhere to 6 months suspended sentence or 12 months or more. Yeah? The moment you hit that as an immigrant, you hit that 12 month or more barrier, immediately start your what do you call it now? Your appeal for deportation. Don't even wait the 12 months. Immediately start. What they're gonna try to do and say, oh, you're not eligible yet to appeal the situation, because guess what? They don't want you to have all that time. They don't want you to gain all that information, all various things. They want to give you the least amount of time, knowing that it's impossible to gather the necessary information. So I watched this thing last night about this guy. He has some sort of blood problem. He's got like sickle cell or something like that. So he needs medication, yeah. And apparently, what was said to the man was, "Oh, they cannot let him leave with the medication because guess what? They need history, they need doctors' paperwork, they need all sort of things." Yeah, cool. So I'm telling you, this is racketeering at its highest level. This is white collar and blue collar crime, yeah? At the very highest level. Yeah. So they said to him they can't give him his medication in a deportation stuff because they need to get doctors' notes, medical records, and all that. Yeah, okay, cool. Which doesn't make sense because if he needs it, he needs it. You're sending back with nothing. I'm not sure how the process works, but so say if you got £1,000 in the bank, yeah. I don't know what happens to that £1,000 when you get deported. Does the government actually keep that £1,000? It would be quite curious to know, if you've got £1,000 in the bank, yeah, and you get deported, do they keep that £1,000? I mean, that would be weird, isn't it? Because time and time again, you see man going home with nothing, innit? Yeah, time and time again, you see people get sent home to various countries struggling. So what happens to people with money in the bank? What happens to their money? You know what I mean? Mm. I'm trying to figure that part. That's the part I'm interested in. What happened to your money that you worked for if you end up, I guess, accidentally? Because say we use it from an accidental point, not an intent point. Yeah? So you accidentally get caught drink driving. Um, you had 1.5 pints, and for some reason, one of them pints were pinting on that day. one of them pints were just pinting on that day. So you just end up. So they say the limit is whatever 4 pints. Yeah, you drink 3 pints, but somebody put a double in there. You didn't realize, and then they just genuinely made an accident. Police just happened to just coincidentally after that accident was made, and you were giving 4 doubles instead of 3 singles. Yeah, one of them was on the house. Now the police just accidentally or happened to just be in the right place to just stop you. Now you're facing um, drink driving. You now get 12 months. You've been working for the last 20 years. Um, because I'm not quite sure which is better. You now get 12 months in prison. You're from a foreign country. Okay, cool. They're now saying, all right, well, we're looking seeking to deport you. What would you do? Would you spend your money trying to stop the deportation? Because say you spend all your savings trying to stop the deportation because you don't meet the right amount for legal aid. Okay, cool. And they still deport you after you spent your money. They scammed you. And so is it better to come to these countries and work and knowing that a simple accident can lead you to be deported? You are down at the mercy of them, plain and simple. Because you get 12 months now, you might come out of that and nobody says anything to you. 10 years after you did your 12 months, nobody said a word. You know what I mean? 10 years after, alright, cool. You then after doing your 10 years, nobody said nothing after your 12 months. You then realize that wait, man, I'm knocking at your door now looking to deport you after 10 years. Because you're at their mercy. Once you do that 12 months, plain and simple, you're at their mercy. They can just have nothing to do in that office. I think, oh, that fucker got 12 years, 12 months, Let's go get that one. Literally, they can leave you and let you continue. Say you're a doctor you're an immigrant doctor, yeah? They can fucking leave you, bro, for 10 years to come out, work, gain your salary, and if you don't have the presence of mind, yeah, they catch you off guard. You're more likely going to use your savings to try and stop your deportation. And then man can just drag the court case along till they come down to your last fucking pound, and then as this decide, so, well, you're deported anyway. And dirty, it's dirty. There's too much weird shit, too much weird shit. But these things do happen. So what is better as an immigrant, coming and not working, or coming and working and risking, you know what I mean? Just risking your life, everything you work for to be stripped away from you in seconds, you get me? It's quite a sinister life. A life of an immigrant is quite sinister, isn't it? Because that literally can happen to you, bro. Because you'd have to make a decision. Do you challenge your appeal? And most people would go with a lawyer instead of doing it themselves. Because me personally, I'd save my money, run the risk of defending it myself. And I'm sure there's enough information out there where you could make a relatively good case for yourself. Obviously, a lawyer is a lawyer's job, he's the expert, but you could make any as long as the case is not overcomplicated. i.e., you're not waiting for attempted anything, any conspiracies, so you know what I mean. A normal mistake, yeah, just a genuine mistake. A man can literally sit down, blood, and let you work for a time, work for another 15 years, and then just pop up, blood. I mean, just pop up out of nowhere and just say, well, we're deporting, you know. And you're now left with a choice. You got 25,000 in the bank. Oh, you don't meet the required amount for legal aid. So, all right, cool. You're in that threshold. All right, cool. That's the law. All right, cool. People lose deportation appeals more often than they win. So, would it be sensible to run the risk and try to fight it and pay that £25,000, or does it make more sense just to be deported and keep your 25,000? Because there is no guarantee you win that case. Absolutely not. And people can just stitch you up regardless and break the law. I know that, well, the moment they say, well, you've lost your case, and the moment you've lost your case, they get you out of the country as quick as possible. But while they've done that, they've ensured to drain any resource that you could have where you would be able to challenge them internationally. Because sometimes it comes down to that, innit? But I wonder what kind of thing is there to ensure things like that don't happen. I mean, because once you, I think, what is it, 16 grand? Once you have 16 grand, you're no longer entitled to legal aid, innit? Yeah. And as long as you have traceable £16,000, you're no longer allowed to legal aid. All right, cool. So you can see, and I just realized something as well. I just clocked onto something as well. Well, yeah, well, cool. So once you have a certain amount of money, you're no longer entitled to benefits and legal aid. So are you going to have to now pay your own money and risk challenging an appeal that is historically going to most likely to go against you? And at what point does it come into play that, well, they're seeking to deport you. And once they initiate that process, hey, trust me, they want to deport you. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Would it be logical to spend your money and try to beat a deportation case? Because they can just make the decision regardless of anything you say in that court. Anything you say in that appeal, they can just make that decision. um, they can make an illegal decision, and it turns out that, oh, the fucking, what you call it now, it turns out that the deportation was illegal. But you'd have already been back in your country. Are the man going to ring you up in your country and say, oh, we found that your deportation was legal. Here is a economic ticket, i.e., you travel back to the UK or anywhere in the cargo part of the plane at its very least, and guess what? You're reimbursed your money, and they're very sorry. Yeah, they're doing that. You're staying out there, bro. Yeah, definitely staying out there. Yeah, the world that we live in is mad, isn't it? And like I said, the ones who are born here in blood, until it happens to their parents, they don't care, blood. I've noticed that. I have noticed that. Until it happens to their parents, they do not give a fuck. So I've seen what she called the Home Secretary, what she called Sula Braveman or whatever she's called, and Rassi Suna. So these two people who are in very powerful positions are based on their, I guess, the background is from a foreign country. So I'm not sure if their parents are alive, but I'm sure their parents would have a red book. I'm probably too old now to be involved in any real crime. So they know that their parents ain't really gonna find any problems with immigration. So therefore they'll never see the empathy towards it. So they'll work and say, oh, this should be done and that should be done to stop this and that. I don't really care. It's a man's country. But what I'm saying is, I'm thinking about my future and what would be the best course of action for me personally. There, I mean, what would be the best course of action for me there? Because say I have 1 grand in the bank, um, one day, like I said, the bartender ended up giving me 3 doubles instead of 3 singles. Yeah, it was an accident. All right, accident, accident, and the police just happened to just as you jump in your car and drive off, the police just happened to see you driving erratically. Police just happened to, I guess, stop you and breathalyze and realize that you're over the limit. You say, well, you only had 3 singles. Is that bartender going to come and say, well, we actually gave him 3 doubles and we didn't realize? Is he going to come and say that? The answer is no. Mm. So you see how easy it is to be self. It's the simplest thing, bro. Like you man ain't even understanding what is happening around you. Bro. Setting up people is too simple. You can set up somebody as simple as that. Bro. Somebody could not like you and realize, oh, he's an immigrant. All right, cool. And then just watch what you like doing. You like going to the pub. All right, cool. I'll just slap you with 6 points in it and give you one on the house as well. You're thinking, oh my god, they're so good. I love these people. Next minute, police just happen to stop people. You're like, oh, yeah, it's cool, yeah, breathalyze me. And they're like, beep, 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 beep. You're like, what's that? Saying you're over the limit, mate. You swear blind that you only had 3 fucking shots. Only to find out. And you probably would never find out why you were over the limit. You start saying the police is racist. You would never link it back to that fucking bartender. It's too easy to stitch people up. That's why I don't really go out. Like I've never drink and drove. Never. Nobody can ever prove that. Yeah. And drink driving is obviously when you're over the limit. So we all will drink 1 bottle of Heineken and 1 bottle of this, and you still drive because according to science, one of these bottles is not enough to inebriate you. So you have to have a certain level of intoxication, blood alcohol level in your system. And they obviously give a bit of leeway because they themselves love a drink. They like to drink themselves, so you can see why there's leeway. Because if they didn't like to drink, trust me, it would be a total ban on drinking while driving. You get me? Well, I've never drink and drove. I've never been drunk and drove. Um, I worked hard to pay for my car and insurance and gas. So I wouldn't personally risk it myself. You know? I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be, but it wouldn't make sense. So, like I say, it's too easy to set up anybody in any sort of situation. Way too easy. And I'm just saying, the point is, say all of that process accidentally happened. The bartender actually poured you 3 doubles instead of 3 singles. You're not aware, because guess what? The alcohol don't just jump shipping right away. You have your last glass, jump in your car, drive off. You feel fine, but you blow the thing now, you're over the limit. So all of that is a unfortunate series of events. None of it were unplanned. Okay, cool. Accident on the bartender's part. So accident on the bartender's part. Misfortune that the police just happen to see you and think, oh, you know what, we're just gonna fuck with him today. So all accident, cool. Alright, yeah. Can you explain that to a judge and say you weren't aware? Because if the judge is having a bad day, you're screwed. If that judge is having a fucking bad day, bro, you are screwed. Or you're going to lose your license and do fucking time.
Hello and thanks for joining us live here on EATV. My name's Guy Mowbray.
You know what I mean?
This is alongside me for
Now you're facing deportation.
cracking content here.
You have 25 grand in the bank.
Thanks, Guy. Well, I'm really looking forward
The legal aid service just decide, well, they ain't gonna pay for it. You gotta pay that 25 grand yourself. The case lasts is so you're paying the solicitor, say, what is it now? Maybe £1,000 a day, yeah, or every time he turns up into court. They could just drag that process out, yeah, until you get to £99. And then they say, oh, guess what, fuck off, leave our country. Simple. You could literally do that. And it could be illegal. Plenty of people get deported illegally. Plenty. Because what are you gonna do about it? I mean, 'cause especially those who they sent home with one bag and one shoe. I ain't saying send man off with diamond and rubies to go and live wealthy life. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying what happens to people's possessions. Because if if your family don't go and collect your possessions and ship them back for you, what happens to them? Do they go to charities and are resold to other people? I mean, what happens to them people, innit? So I'm saying, being an immigrant is difficult enough without certain people coming to make it worse. And I think they're quite aware of it and they choose to make people's life ahead because they're sadists. That bottom line principle, they're actually into sadism. So they go out of their way to already make a difficult situation difficult. Most of us as immigrants, we have to tiptoe, but like, yeah, I mean, we are more likely going to develop anxiety out of always worrying because guess what? Nobody wants to spend thousands of pounds to come here, then have it all taken away in a blink of an eye. Bro. See me, that's why I don't speed and stuff. Like, yeah, they'll make up all sort of lies about me. I don't speed and shit. Bro. Not that I'm scared to speed, not that I'm scared to, but how imagine being deported for something like that. Bro. Yeah, I mean, I get it, trying to hustle and that, and yeah, you get me. It's life, shit happens, innit? But can you imagine getting deported for something you didn't intend on doing? I must be fucked, innit? I must be mad, innit? I'm saying I'm not challenging anyone on what they do. What they do is what they do. People do what they do. Well, I'm just saying, like, what would I do? Because these are things I sit and think about. Innit? If I had, if I, if I was working and I'm saving up my money, an accident happened because accidents do happen. People make mistakes. You accidentally commit a criminal offense unintendedly. Yeah, no intent at all. Blah blah blah. You now serve 12 months and you're facing deportation. What would be the best course of action? Running the risk of challenging the deportation. Because guess what? You've done 12 months, you're now in a deportation center. So basically, any house that you lived in, you're in a deficit. If you owned your house, you are in a deficit. Yeah. If you own the house, you're now in your deficit. Yeah. So if you're paying mortgage, guess what? You haven't paid that mortgage for 12 months. You have the mortgage people on your ass, all sort of shit. Yeah. Cool. Not only that, right? Cool. Then the next problem you're going to find is if you rent, guess what? You're not paying your rent. So more likely the landlord has gone and seek a repossession order while he was in the court. Guess what? While he was in prison, the landlord would have seeked a repossession order while you were in prison. You didn't turn up there because obviously they're not going to let you out of prison to go to a goddamn accommodation trial. They're going to say, well, you don't need it. So they're not going to let you out of prison. So that's an automatic default decision. The landlord has now taken possession of the house. Okay, cool. They take possession of the house now. maybe the landlord is saying, well, he's going to take the stuff for reimbursement, because, well, given your immigration status, which the landlord would be aware of, because you have to give them your identification and stuff to prove that you're legal in the country one way or the other. Cool. So they will be aware of your situation. They'll obviously be aware that you're in prison. They'll obviously be aware of all of these things. All right, cool. Then you go into a situation now where you lost the house that you lived in, mortgage or rent. If it's mortgage, it's even worse because you're basically tied into a contractual agreement where you would have put down quite a lot of money, and you would have lost that money now because you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your mortgage. Maybe you have no family. If you've got family still living there, it's a different case. Maybe you have no family. You're, say, one man or a woman trying to make it in these streets, yeah. You know? And you've done everything legitimately. Build up your credit, build up your little your savings, and put a deposit on a house. Boom. So years ago, I said I have no plans to buy a house, and some little white cunt. Obviously, he's not clever and didn't realize what I was trying to say, because guess what? They don't have them problems, so they don't have the I guess the intelligence to understand problems that they don't have. So that's what I was saying. I was here trying to stop British people from buying houses. Anyway, moving on. So, like I said, I've been a smart person, and I've tried to test the people around me to see if I'm okay to be myself, and it always proves that I'm not. So more often than not, I'm very quiet around people. Yeah, like I said, you man did just stand a chance. More often than not, I am quiet around people because my mind thinks about these sort of things. You get me? I ain't here trying to force my behavior and thinking on others. Obviously, what I did was test them to see what viewpoint they would have on a certain topic, and based on how they respond, or whether voluntarily or involuntary, is how I treat that relationship or interaction going forward. So I said to somebody, I said, "Oh, I would never buy a house." hmm I did say it, and it obviously was repeated. It obviously was said, told back to whoever man I. And the reason why is simple. It's because my mind was thinking about all this. Me as an immigrant, where my stay in this country is solely down to the discretion of those who were born here, plain and simple. Would it be in my interest to buy a property? No, because even if you have a if you what do you call it now? If you swap your nationality to and give up what's it called? I can't remember what the term is, but basically you swap your nationality to the host nation. So me being born in Jamaica, my nationality and passport says Jamaican. I could swap my Jamaican passport for a British passport. The problem with that still can be revoked. Yeah, I mean that fucking thing still can be revoked. Yeah, even if you swap, because guess what, you weren't born here, so they can still, even though you have a British passport and you swap your nationality, if you didn't come here on some sort of like, I guess, war crime visa, that sort of situation, they can still revoke it under certain circumstances. So I realized right away that it would make sense to buy a house because I'd never know what can happen. You know what I mean? You might not be out there planning for any incident, but this is just the world, isn't it? Bad shit happens sometimes, innit? So you could literally invest your whole fucking time here into building a life and a foundation over a period of 40 years, and in the blink of an eye, blood, it's all ruined. You spend thousands of pounds on deposit for a house. You fix your house, or spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on, and put your life saving into a property. And bam, you accidentally get yourself in shit. Now you're being deported. That whole thing is ruined. The whole thing. Because if you win or lose that deportation case, you're still screwed because you're probably gonna have to remortgage your house and do all that sort of shit. You're probably gonna have to do all that anyway. So to me, it never made sense as an immigrant. You get me? Because you'd have to live your life in a certain way. You know what I mean? To ensure that no bad thing ever happens that would jeopardize what you built. Because shit happens. You know what I mean? Nobody plans to go out there and die, but it happens. So you have no real control over what the next 10 minutes is going to hold. Shit happens. Yeah. So that's why I actually said that, just in case a white man needs, he's in the wrong. Go to damn basis. That's the lawyer. You're in the wrong. You've always been in the wrong. And you will remain in the wrong, bro. Yeah. So I thought about that coming here. Like, I've seen certain things and I took notice of certain type of like behavior and how set people lived and because of the I guess because yeah, I did notice there was an in particular person that I noticed and where I started to realize that I said, wait, the way this person lives, they're not enjoying their life, innit? It's like they're a prisoner. It's like yeah, that's how I looked at it. They were a prisoner, innit? And they were a voluntary prisoner because based on the things they've accumulated, they did not want to lose, so they lived a certain way. But what would be the point of all of it? Innit? What's the point of traveling thousands of miles, hours and hours to come somewhere else and be a prisoner? I became a prisoner anyway, but at least I didn't do it to myself. Innit? Well, I realized that I thought you're basically a prisoner in your own house, man, because you spent all this money and you know the slightest fuck up. Your house is remortgaged. You have to use your mortgage and remortgage pay pay back to pay solicitors. Pure problems, and all that you built for however long can be snatched away in a matter of seconds. Either way, it's a fucked up situation. And I personally think it makes sense for me to maybe rent until I figure out a way to ensure that certain things can never play out that way. Innit? And it would be impossible to ensure such a thing. Uh, I didn't notice them things. And obviously, I'm this type of person. I People would come around me, people who are born here, people from other countries, and you know what I mean. I'd pick up certain little things, and I'd realize that the people that who obviously they don't have the issues that I have, neither mentally, physically, or financially, or even relationship wise, family oriented. They don't have none of these issues. So there's no point going to them about them issues. There's no point talking to them about it. So guess what? That's another reason to stay quiet. Because the things that's on your mind, it's pointless talking to them fuckers about it. Because they don't have the issue. And if somebody doesn't have an issue, they just don't have that issue and that's the end of that. You know what I'm saying? That's just the end of that. If they don't have the issue, they just don't have the issue. Right? So people can't sympathize with what they don't understand. So, i.e., all right, going to a judge, yeah, all right, going to a judge who has never had to commit a criminal offense in his entire life, it's kind of pointless asking that judge for leniency because for what reason? What reason does he have to be lenient on you? He legitimately has no reason to be lenient. And I've long noticed that like empathy is based on experience because empathy comes from what do you call it now? How is it? What was it? I came up with this structure as well myself. Um, Experience drives moral philosophy drives action, yeah? So somebody who has never had to do a bad thing in their entire life will never sympathize with somebody who has to, they'll just see you as a criminal and they'll see you as a plague on society. So you go and sit in front of a judge, and more judges are from good families than they are from poor families. You'll find more lawyers being from poor backgrounds, but judges, trust me, definitely, majority of them are from middle class and above. They've never experienced certain things and never had to do certain things. They've never gone without, so they've never had to steal, lie, and cheat. Yeah, cool. They've never had to do them things because they've never gone without. So you end up going out there robbing something, yeah. You go and sit in front of that judge. That judge ain't giving you no sympathy for many reasons. Guess what? He sees you as a monster that would one day probably come and rob him, and that's enough. That's more than enough, and that's how biases work. Quite simple. Innit? Biases are very simple structures. Like I say, experience drives moral philosophy. Moral philosophy drives action. So the judge's action would be based on his moral philosophy, which is based on his experience or lack of. Yeah, because an expert would make a decision based on his experience. Yeah, an expert would make a decision based on his experience. Um, yeah, an expert would make a decision based on his experience. So when they make the decisions, yeah, and you sit in front of the judge, the judge don't have any concerns about being deported. You think he's gonna care about that? No. My man's looking on the next holiday is booking, you get me? Can you blame him? Is it wrong? No. He won the lotto in life, and I guess, yeah, he ended up where he ended up. But you now having to convince somebody that has no reason to sympathize with you and more reason to hate you, it's a waste of a breath, innit? I mean, and like I say, some people would think I am blessed, but it's more of a curse, isn't it? Because you can't just live life, and let what happen happen because you're aware of certain things. That's it. It's a more of a curse. You can't just fucking live life and enjoy it and let what happen happen. You're because you're constantly aware of how things are and human nature. So it's like Christmas is coming up now, yeah. My birthday is in Christmas, and you'd think I should be looking forward to the Christmas period. Well, I ain't really. It doesn't even cross my mind. And I not only have Christmas, I have a birthday within the same time frame. Yeah, I have a birthday within the same time frame. But somebody else would fucking love Christmas. It would be the best time of the year. Guess what? Family, food, and memories. Yeah, me, it's a nightmare time of year, bro. Because growing up in third world countries, we have obviously foreign TV and Christmas. I mean, you see the whole family setting, family gathering, and I mean the turkey and all and that. Yeah, it breeds a bit of jealousy. It does, it does. Um, and then you look around, your Christmas come, yeah, cool, food's on the table and that, but it's not like how you see it in the movies. It's not the reality. I mean, so you start looking at it a bit different. So you don't have the same um you don't have the same, I guess, capabilities or emotional ties to the situation. Yeah, you don't have the same emotional ties to the situation. Yeah, and that would offend some people from these lands. You get me? I don't care to offend them. That's their own business, innit? But they watch movies and then they can bring the movies to light, yeah? Because I personally believe media drives society. Society does not influence media. That's my personal belief. Because you find that more whenever a true life story happen or a true story happen, they make it obvious that this was a real life event or based on a true story, I would say. And you find real life events in movies lesser and lesser as society goes on. Yeah? Or it's even if it's real life, it's made to look like fiction. So my personal opinion is life is driven by media rather than media driven by human experiences. So if you're born in like a first world country, Christmas time everybody loves it. You get me? Yeah? Because guess what? Presents are cheap, food is cheap. You know what I mean? All these things, big family gatherings and stuff. Because I've been to a few Christmas dinners around about here, and I feel awkward, and I'm very sure the people feel awkward as well, for numerous reasons. Numerous reasons. They feel awkward, I feel awkward. And um, am I supposed to fake it to let them feel better? So I do get why sometimes I'm not invited to certain things. I do get it. A lot of it is down to people malicious intent. Yeah, a lot of it's down to that because guess what? They tell people certain things. I didn't get a fair chance to enjoy the experience. I maybe have a change of mind on the whole thing. You know what I mean? Heal a bit of trauma. And, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, many of Christmases I would miss my dad, isn't it? Yeah, many of Christmases. I say my birthday is around that time. Blah blah blah. No sad story. It's just human nature. Yeah. So as a child, many Christmases would pop up and the nigga wasn't around, didn't it? Yeah, cool. I had their old Delta, my mother. Yeah, food was on the table and all that. A whole heap of sorrel and roast and the whole works and that. But my emotions isn't tied to food. My happiness isn't tied to food. So all the food in the world would not have drowned out the fact that there's no family in it. You know what I mean? All the food. So obviously over here it's different. People get together as a family, blah blah blah, and even people over here, because Christmas time, people commit a lot of suicide at Christmas time. Worldwide, it is the most common time for people to commit suicide, and that's the reason is because people are lonely, no family, blah blah blah, and because the media starts drumming it at us, or Merry Christmas, and Mariah Carey comes out with her shit, and then I mean all the family and Christmas is their time for family, and I mean all of that, and then you have bare people sat at home with no family, and guess what? They end up taking their lives. Obviously, I've had quite a lot of time to understand, to learn and adapt to the situation that is my reality. That what I mean, they say be grateful for what you have, but like it becomes hard to be grateful when media. You'd have to turn off you for the whole fucking November and December. You basically got to turn off every fucking media, radio, TV, internet. All of it has to be off. Otherwise, you're gonna feel a certain way, innit? Yeah. So cool. Anyway, and worse, I've got my birthday in there, so I've never had my dad's never been there for one birthday, bro. Yeah, I mean, and not knowing your dad is, I guess, it would make sense. But when you know him and he's never there, like, what do you do with that? if you don't know your dad, you don't know your mom, and they're never at your birthday party, it makes sense. You don't know them. They left, whatever. But when you know the fucker, and you've never been there, he never thought to himself, let him take a trip and turn up for me or my sister's birthday, or you know what I mean? Like, it makes it double, so I get a double blow at Christmas time. You get me? Like double blow, double. So various reasons, no family dynamic during the Christmas celebration, no, no white face knocking on the door, surprising you on your birthday. You're like, oh, it's dad, all that. Never. And them things will affect you over a period of time, innit? It's traumatic, innit? Because trauma isn't also based on violence, it is based on experience. And like I said, experience drives morality, morality drives action. So obviously, my experience have led me to be less sensitive towards the festivity of Christmas, and as much as birthday, I'm less sensitive. I'm desensitized from the whole experience, innit? So therefore, it has a it causes the moral conjunction, and we drive the action where people are like, oh, it's a birthday. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. Birthday has passed, and I didn't even know it was my birthday. And when you realize that these things do affect people's psyche and how they view the world, and like I say, coming to an environment where everyone's buzzing about it, you would put a damper on their shit. You get me? Because they can't understand. Like I say, the judge wouldn't sympathize with you because he's never experienced that problem. So they definitely ain't sympathizing with you either. Human nature. I mean, it's human nature. They won't be able to sympathize fucking either. Alright, cool. So the lack of sympathy will always be an issue in them sort of situations. What I would call lack of sympathy bias. So somebody who would grow up and every birthday they're running downstairs, opening presents. Nothing's wrong with it. Happy for you and all that. That's not the point. Somebody will wake up every morning and Christmas and that. So my son's 6 years old and I've always tried to be there on a Christmas because guess what? The worst thing for me is not I didn't have a dad on Christmas, you get me, you know. His birthday passed the other day and I didn't even ring. I didn't ring, didn't call because I don't want to deal with the mum in it. And I somehow was entrapped in a situation to be exactly and to do exactly to my own son what my dad did to me, innit? And it made me who I am. So these men have somehow like trust me, it's unforgivable, bro. I made a promise when the little man was born that I'd always be there, and they never stopped until I broke my promise. You know what I mean? Trust me, I take you, man, as a serious, serious threat to me, but like beyond your wildest dreams, you just never know how much I dislike you, man. But trust me. And I did make a promise to myself that I'll always be there and I never want him to feel like me, innit? Know what I mean? Even if I ain't got nothing to give him, I want to be there, innit? Like, when I can, I make it up to him. But his birthday passed and I didn't phone because I don't want to phone her. I don't want to hear that, oh, he's with he's with her friends and her family. And, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear that, you get me, you know? So, yeah, it's a selfish thing to do because I don't want to hear means rah rah rah, but then hearing it, what's that going to do? That's going to just going to infuriate you even more. So like I say, Christmas is coming up now, and I won't call. I definitely won't call because she played her part in this whole situation. She was a supporter of these men and England and what England does. She supported it blatantly, and it's messed with my son and me and the dynamic and the experience. So he's getting all this love and adoration from white people because her family is white. She's getting all this love and adoration for that. So where does that leave him mentally? He's gonna think, oh, dad's never there, dad's not calling, dad's not seeing me. And every time somebody comforts him, it's a English person that comforts him. Where does that leave me and him for the future? Trust me, you might have done something where yeah, just trust me. It goes where it goes, and I'll see you one day, bro. Well, yeah, that's how my mind works, and you can't go around telling everybody these things because some people don't have the capacity, some people don't have the sympathy, and when you put them things together, it simply means nobody cares, plain and simple. So it's sometimes I don't waste my time talking to people. Sometimes I more often be silent. There is some people that I met that were born here and even different races where they made me not look at the thing like everybody's all bad in it. And like I'm glad I met certain people because I would have just hated you people. Like I probably trust me, I just would have ever hated everything about you. But I met a few people to realize well they're not all like that, innit? And that was enough to I guess yeah, that was enough at the time to I guess make me look at the situation now in a different light than I would have before, really. Because without meeting them people, I would have been probably done certain shit and not care who or why or where or when. It's more likely I would have been done certain things. Well, because of them, like I decided, yeah, I know what I'm saying there. And yeah, when you look at certain things, innit, like I don't even know, man. I say Christmas is coming. Um, not going to see his son. He's gonna grow up. He's gonna wake up. He's gonna see his mom. He's gonna see her family. They're all taking pictures, making it big, having a great time. And the little nigga is not going to think. He's not gonna remember him. At some point, I'll fade from his memory. He's only 6 years old, isn't it? At some point, I'm gonna fade from his memory, innit? And yeah, I mean, trust me, I take him in personal, but like, you might never believe how I view this situation. I couldn't possibly put it in words again. I couldn't possibly put how I feel in words, but nevertheless, man, it is what it is, you know. Been too late, you know, it's already gone where it's gone. I don't know how you man are gonna bring turn back time. I don't know how you man possibly plan on doing that, but good luck, blood. Can't turn back time, man. Really can't turn back time, blood. But yeah, I say the point is you can't expect people to sympathize with something they've never experienced. So people in Britain would never sympathize with somebody that was accused of being a threat to the country. They'll never understand it. They'll always take sides with the country. It's just human nature. Just like the judge will look at you like a criminal and that you might potentially rob him, hurt him or his kids and punish you to the maximum of his capability. The same situation applies there. Really. Like I say, my son's gonna grow up with that mentality. Not only always be comforted by people that don't look like me, people that don't talk like me, don't think like me, don't sound like me. He's gonna go up with a complete different mindset and ultimately be against me just like everybody else here is. And when it gets to that point, it's a whole different ball game. And it's not like I didn't plan that, human planned that, so I ain't changing it. I let it happen, I let it go where it needs to go. And ultimately the necessary is the necessary at that point, innit? I don't care either, innit? I mean, don't care either. Yeah. Yeah. So tell the British military, let's turn it up a notch, innit? So like this white boy just said that oh they don't give a shit and they've got a whole army behind them. Cool. Like I said, I know human history, brother, and human are taking many a kids and dads and moms away from their family. I ain't trying to change that. You might have a long history of that. But what comes as that also you have a long history that human create men like me. And I'm not trying to stop the process and the turn. To be honest, I'm more making sure it goes that way. I really do is the case. Trust me.
You know what's the new monument tech? You put low hat in your full screen to do like a dive bomb. It's like an overhead launcher from full screen. It's actually crazy. I don't like know the PSN ID from this person, but maybe if I see him play, I'll remember. But Gyros to smoke, that's a crazy, crazy choice. Why didn't you play Gyros in this game as well? You know, you said Gyros is really. I feel like he was an even better character than last game. So yeah. Oh, he was the people's vote. Let's go. No way. No way. No way. You know what's the new monument tech? You put low hat in your full screen to do like a dive bomb. It's like an overhead launcher from full screen. It's actually crazy. You know, I hope to see more omniments. You know, I think your brother just wants to bring the hype to the arena as always. So I mean, just go into that whole too much sense a bit too much right now. But you know what? I believe in genetics just seems too comfortable with this weekend. Here we go, blocking the hard to blockable. He's hovering, he's chilling. Ooh, I like that cancel into whip punish. He can even get from the strike though. Oh, breaking the armor as well. I like this weekend for it.
I'm trying to figure out who to put there, innit? I haven't got any improvement, so I'm trying to get that glitch done for the Centurion, the evolution thing. by having the two evolutions and claiming the full thing on him while having a team. So I need three prem. So I got the three prem. I got the three prem. I need three prem for the what's it called? For what's that kid called? Madison. I need the three Premier League players for Madison. I need the two evolution, and I need him to be in the team as well. Thinking of a Premier League player that I could use. Holland, what would Holland? Holland would get two, Kim. Yeah, Holland gets two, Kim. What kind of Premier League striker is there? So special. Yeah. Um, uh, yeah. Can't afford none of them. Can't afford none of them. How much is Tevez? Only one on there for Tevez. On them. Can't afford none of them, man. Could go with Harry Q. Could go Harry Q. Could go Harry Q. Can't put a striker. Harry Q can put a striker. Let's see what they've got for. I don't even know what came out today. 8 hours ago. I don't know what SBCs came out today. So Ledley King. So I need to do the thing for Ledley King. Barella, Aspas, Thiago, Insurance. I haven't done any of them for a minute. I need to do some of them minute 7. Triple check John Moran. Giroud. So Giroud. There's no Prem there. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay.
Know this game is dusted. That's what that means. That means EA know this game is dusted. They had to give us League SBCs. Let's have a look. We've got anything fun today. Making daily players back. The Diwali Festival of Lights kit is there. Obviously game mode for that. That's pretty cool. If you want to be able to afford the best players and open the best packs in SC20,
we'll go through some of them things I've got. So 82 times 3, I go 80 times 10 times 10. 87. Then 83 regular player. And then this one 83 times 2. And then live. No, nothing live. Milestone, Madison. Get Madison's thing. And then that. Then that. Seasonal. How many points is that? 150. And play 25, 4 more on that one. And Jumbo Red player. That. Foundations. I'll leave them. Premium goal player pack. Evolution, brother. No. League of Portugal, no.
two segments, an 83 and an 84.
MLS.
Incredible value. Incredible value.
So
But
okay,
Grego,
MLS you can do that at any point.
this same.
Centurions, dot.
Upgrades.
So 83 times 2, save them.
Premium mixed leagues upgrade.
Save them.
And then I guess we have the
Don't know what
mixed
that
league
is.
upgrade. So it's the same
VFBL 85.
Just gotta be the same.
Crafting upgrade. Still got a few left or not. Right, okay, so
60 rated.
let's go. So I've still got 28 stuff up there. So I'm gonna have to go through all of them. But I want to save them for whatever.
I think that's alright.
Bologna,
Much better requirements compared to
Sevilla. I'm never gonna use that.
We've got the Super League and the CSL. We need 11 players from Super 10 chemistry. Again, brilliant.
How long have we been here? I went to 6, 18.
Maximum 1. That's even alright.
So mega pack or this.
For a tradable gold pack.
I'll go that.
We've got the Saudi League.
Left back, English left back. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's a true.
Maximum 1 cup. Or maximum 1 player from 1 cup. 2 rares, 68 rated, 10 chemistry. Again, brilliant for an untradable premium gold pack. And then MLS and
Mega
Championship.
pack.
11 players. Again, maximum.
That left back now. What the fuck is that?
3 golds, 6 rares, 74 rated, 10 chemistry. This one's not
Pep
bad.
Guardiola. Never gonna use that. Never gonna use that. Tradable. NWSL. Super League. No. I don't want too much shit packed up in the club. And then CDB. Right, so go CDB. Use that there. Centurions. Let's see if what they call it? Denmark. Okay. Denmark. Anybody there? Have I got any of them? No. So what's it? Right back it was. Okay, cool. Where is it? CDV. You can go. 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 You can go.
And then Premier League
Whatever.
4 rares, 79 rated, 10 chemistry.
Body.
And it's a small
I
just don't think this is that bad. In fact, like they're saying, this is really good.
Yeah, so I don't know if you heard that thumping. I don't know if I'm imagining hearing it, but it is now 1:38 in 1 hour 38 in the video. So let me leave that up there for a minute so I can have it so I can make a note of it. Because the headphones should have picked that up. So I don't know if it picked it up, but I found out. So yeah.
I think that we're gonna run through this real quick. So I want to see if there's any minimum guarantees on the. It's gonna be high to low, isn't it? Crying out loud. I want to see if there's any minimum guarantees.
What was the one that I just did?
I honestly think this is good.
Sure.
I know people absolutely love the hate certain things, but for me this is legit. Right, so we need rares. We've got 2 pumps.
There's not. There's a Conte. There's a Sabine.
2 West Hams. So you only need 10 chemistry, like banging. We've got 2 Spurs.
Like them Copenhagen fucking cars definitely ain't coming out, are they?
I know, we just need a rare.
Literally.
And 79 rated.
I've opened so many packs and I haven't seen one of them yet. So for being is he true? No. Is he true? No. So why not? Then there was the SBC a minute ago. I think a favorite Ledley King. Ledley King loan. How much is Ledley King loan?
I think that I really
There's 3 bronze, no?
minimum guarantee. That's really good.
Do that. Because I've still got 30 games of foot champs that I intend to play this weekend. So bronze. I've still not got the required points to do so. And that. So Ledley King. Get Ledley King done. Alright, Ledley King. Cool, that's done. Well, Nando Warner. SBC. Favorites. Where's that? Dynamic Duo. Centurion. So that one. So go on upgrades it was. Centurion 82 mixture. Challenges. Triple threat. What is this? How much is this? Right, so 31 came in for Werner, Ronaldo. I'm going to put that in. Players from the same league, max 4 in starting players from one club, minimum 3. Should be that shouldn't be an issue. So same league, same nation. Where's Werner? Werner, Max, Carlstrom, Kunachi. Okay, cool. So centre back. Centre back. Left back. Players from the same league, max 4. So I need. So. Leverkusen. So okay, I need. I'll put him in. See what he does to the game. Okay, so instead of him, take him out. Right, so all of them there. Players from one club, minimum 3. Got any more Frankfurt player? Frankfurt, Leverkusen. Frankfurt, Leverkusen. Where's that German? Them game thing. No Frankfurt, no Leverkusen. No Frankfurt. Right, then Frankfurt. You said Brazilian one might be real. And then she left wing, right, and centre forward. So just might go with him. Then you can play that. So I've got to put her in. Can she play CD, right? Good. So 3 from the same club. Rare players 9, yeah. So I can only issue 9 more now. So players from the same league. So I need some Germans from here. That's a good thing about putting the girls in the game, innit? That's the best part of it. By doing this and load it with, you can get the same teams. Yeah, that's a good thing about having the women team in there. Bayern, no, okay, so okay, no, so German. Left back, can she first? Can she first? What about left back? I haven't even got much of them in there. Okay, so Max play wing. Alright, so Max can play left mid. He can come one German left back center. Right, so 2 Frankfurt, right, cool. So we're at 19 points now. And the keeper. What's it? Maximum 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 Frankfurt. 2 Leverkusen. 2 Dortmund. Okay, cool. Alright, so I just need 31. can she? Where else can she play? I want to see them not. Where can you play? I want to see them not. Might end up having to buy another player. She can only play right wing, centre forward. Okay, cool. Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum is. Where was Wijnaldum? Where does Wijnaldum play? Right, so Wijnaldum can he play? He can't play come. Only come and see them. Right, so Wijnaldum. So I can't put Wijnaldum in and get the necessary kill unless I take him out, put him in. Alright, so I need one more Frankfurt player. I'm gonna have to buy that Frankfurt player. Okay, so then and then Russian, what's it called? Russian sorry. Right, so okay. You play come. Yeah, you can play come. Where does he play? Striker, left mid, left wing. Gabriel Vega. Alright, so come. Come. CD. Get Malcolm on the team. Alright, so Malcolm come. CD. We got any keepers? No. Centre mid. Centre back. Okay, centre back. Alright, so only 21 there. And then so you can play come on in them places. Portuguese funny. So can Christian still play right way? Only come. So I'll have to go with him. Romario. So Romario should give more can there. Okay, Romario should give more can there. We got any more defenders? Just defenders. Italian midfield. Forward. Okay. So we got any Dutch players from Dutch from Frankfurt. Dutch from Frankfurt. No Dutch from Frankfurt, Leverkusen, Leipzig. No Dutch from Leipzig. Dutch from Leipzig. Frankfurt. Okay, no Dutch. You tell me there's no Dutch fucking players in that league. What's that about? Alright, can keep. So you have him. Bring him over. And then Frankfurt. So only one is Frankfurt, no Leipzig. Frankfurt, Leipzig. So Frankfurt, Leipzig. Union Berlin, just in case. And then you got that. None of them are from that. Okay, cool. So, okay. So, if what was it now? So, Union Berlin. Alright, so you go down front there. He is 80,000 coins. He's been given, they've taken away one component through reactions. They've given 21 stamina, 82 pace, and an otherwise great boost in agility and balance as well. Pop a hunter on him. Only brings you up to 30. Brilliant. So this Polish chick.
Great shooting.
Why is she not on full cam? There's no way she don't get full cam. She got 4 players for the exact team match and don't get full.
I don't think he's messed up, but I think he'll be fun.
Right, so one of them can stay on one. Can't use them two. So what can Dutch centre about the Dutch? Right, Dutch centre about the squad. Right, so I could go with the Aki. Okay, so Dutch from Dutch from the Dutch from Dutch from the Dutch from the left back. Right, but alright, so yeah.
What's up, guys? Neventes here, and welcome back to another episode.
Yeah, left back, right back for the Dutch. Yeah. So left back, right back. Yeah, cool. Right, so if I right, so I need 3 Frankfurt players. Right, so if I take out Malcolm, you left back, no, you right back there. Okay, cool. So I need 9 goal rates, yeah. So only them 2. Right, so I should have another Dutch player from the Prem. What? Where's that girl gone? Okay, she not played it. Can she? Why don't I have that girl? Oh no, it's a female. Ding 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 ding. So what was it? Manchester City and Arsenal. So Arsenal. So Udoku makes sense there. 25. Yeah, another Dutch. There must be a Dutch player in fucking. There must be a Dutch one, right? Has to be. Not Clive. So tell me, don't get full from there. Alright, okay, I'll chop him in there. So that's 4. And then no Dutch first. No Dutch come in the Prem. Dutch really got one in there. So I got an Arsenal Dutch, right? Cool, yeah. Real players now. So one club I got, what is it? Frankfurt. So I got 3 Frankfurt. Can't take the 3 of them out. Can't take the 3 of them out. Can he play? Can't. Left wing, right wing. She's not necessary, is she? No, she's not. Okay, cool. I still got a true Frankfurt. Okay. What do I need to do? So I need the tree. So I need to. So I've got 1, 2, 3 prem. I need 3 prem. Dutch left back prem. None of them from there. Okay, prem. Yeah, have I got any one of them? Well, see you later. Okay. So that's 4. I'm still having the same issue there. So 7, yeah. So I just need 1 card to fix that issue. Which would be Jarvis Simmons, innit? Yeah, Jarvis Simmons. So who's off 1 game? She's off 1 game. She's off 1 game. She's off how many gym? So I've got 4 Bundesliga, 4 Prem. That Dutch guy, So Arsenal. So I've got what? Alright, so yeah, I've got the three Leverkusens there, right? Three, yeah, I've got three Leverkusen, but and then I need one of them girls from the German league. German, come on, give me a German. Nope. Right, okay. Got four, got three then. I need a German girl there. So I don't need her anymore. Technically, I don't need her. We've got the three clubs there. Alright, so, with this. Slisso. And then, if I try another one that should give one on the full chem as well. Ah, there it is. Rare players. What the fuck? Oh, that's true. Ooh. Okay, cool. And you touch the give this. Oh, there it is. CD. So then, uninstall. Uninstall it. Live save. And then, yeah. Okay, 26. And then this guy should give me the necessary. No! Uninstall. 28 there. What I'm trying to do is avoid buying this. Alright. Would he? No, I need him. Just. Obviously, it actually is simple. It's just me that's longing it out and I just don't want to buy it. I said weaver and then put here the see what I need. Come. Obviously, any one of them man should do the job. Yeah. Just if you want to buy a player then. Alright, so 8 came too, bro. And then my guy there, German. Is there any more German CDMs in there? So, 79. Alright, so I'm still haven't got to that one. So how many Germans? Only 3 Germans. I ain't got any Germans from team Sangari. Nope. Sangari is even the worst option. What you telling me? Sangari is only. And so I've got 4 Prem, all Dutch. Only 4 players from the same league. Right, so if I get a German from his team, what should be? Hardly think they're gonna have any of them over there. No, yeah, thought so. Alright, so I'm gonna take uninstall now. And then okay, do I go with French center? Alright, go with French. No, actually Spanish is much easier. Spanish, fuck off. You noise Gazaniga. Nope. We got anything going on in this one? Coming on. Right. So skipper, right, that's too low. That, French. See then we got any keeper from over there. So. Any keeper, not keeper. Then what's the other one? Syrian. And I don't know, it doesn't have to be that. Okay. Right, so if we go here, and then the other one has to be good, isn't it? Nope. For fun, so need a hyphen, yeah. Oh, take it all this kid. One second, only have that. Ooh. And then midfield. Anybody from so I'm forced to buy for this video. So I forgot French. Be easier to go French lesson. Samba. I don't give him for okay. And Dolphin lesson. I know that. That team definitely won't have any high rated players over there. So I can get rid. And then German keeper this one. Las Vegas. Bomb. The bomb on this one. And then Dutch left midfield. Dutch left. French. Let's see what they are. That would take it to A. That would take it to A. So I don't get past 7. Harna. So French. Terry, I don't this one. Only one this one. And then see what team the Terry play for. Young guys. Oh, 29. So we got another level accusing player there. So okay, cool. So I remove the German there, so no. So a French keeper. Mandanda. Yeah. And then another French. So would he went? Yeah, that was okay. So what? Any French keeper at all? No French keeper at all. Right, so Mandanda work for the king. Yeah. That's okay. It's no Mandanda. What are you saying to me? Hey. No chance. Absolutely not. Right, so Fafana plays Fafana. Here. Fafana. Money couldn't play for this guy be having use. Um, So would he make a difference to the squad? Yeah. Only 29. Mm-hmm. You and then just you yeah. So the man should still be fucking yeah. And then another French flavor. Good five really make a difference. Tell me, all four of them don't go up to full camp. Yeah, this game really taking a piss. Alright, man. I'm not paying 2,000 for a man done. No chance. Alright, we got any Germans over there. German right midfield. This guy should do the trick. Right, so 29. Okay, cool. So yeah, I should do it. I should, and then okay, cool. So four Germans. Okay. So I need same team, same nation. Same team, same nation. So if I go to Eredivisie, Dutch, one more Dutch. You? Okay, no. So citizen, yeah, citizen, and then forget one more fucking Dutch. No, Dutch citizen. Who the citizen? You're telling me they only have one fucking left midfield and all fucking thing, but I hate it. I just don't want to pay for it. It's quite simple. Spanish league. I got any Spanish. So Italian. Spanish. Um, Spanish. No. And then I swear I've got what's it called? Teller. What league they Teller playing? Is it so? Yeah, so go Teller there. Teller there. And then if I put a Spanish keeper there, I only got to 25. What league is this? Oh, that's a second league. Yeah. So if I go test on it's the second one now. So second one. What was she now? Alright. And that's fine. So left wing to left wing. And we'll play left wing. Left wing. See them. And right wing, left wing. And boss. Yo, oh fuck. Alright, so this guy. And that guy. So see them. And yeah, you. Then you. So nine. Then and that's minutes off. Okay. 29. So let's go. And yo, I got no left midfield. That's kind of shit, eh? What's the next team? That should be that one. Yeah, this game's really fucking demanding. Alright, so go Spanish League. La Liga. After left mid Barca. You play left mid, so Atletico. Okay, 20. I should have another Atletico there. And I'll go Belgium. Belgium. Analytical. Must have honestly. Nope. So shit. Right, so can he play center mid? No, he can't play center mid. Fucking hell. Left. No, no, no. You. Yeah, there must be a Villarreal CD somewhere about there. Must be. Alright, okay, cool. 20, and then check you. It's just because of fucking Wijnaldum, man. Check you in there. Oh, only 17. Only 79. That's not you, man. Rare players, man. Take you out there. Still got the tree. Um, just say Spanish mid, right midfielder. Just a Spanish right midfielder. That's it. Nope, 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 nope. Is fucking around. Bundesliga. Bundesliga, right mid. Only one is the highest one. Would he make a difference? Only one came on him. So we have got Prem. Prem. No, they were much in that. Need a higher rated than that. What do you know? Only one. Sinister. Then so awesome. Prem United. Ooh. Right. Any Spanish right mid should do it. Right mid. I've got none. At least that would be. Nope. You. Okay, cool. Okay, right. How much is this guy? Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, almost with that Boston. Okay. Same. That's fine. 20 hours. Alright. That's all now. I can turn it down. No. She. Five. Is it all just loading now? Just loading. Yeah. 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 Okay, so
Upside, you guys, we are at the end of 2023.
where's that single 83? I got two of them, yeah. One single 83, duplicate. Yeah. Alright, Castile. Um, Next one, duplicate. Yeah. The trailer. Oh, okay, cool. So let's basically again. It's just wasted so much time. Flashback. Yeah, goes. Yeah, go. Players. Shine upgrades. Go with that one. So 84 minimum 2. Um, so okay. Yeah, 85. 85 there. Okay, only 85. That, nope, don't want to use one of them. 85. Alright, so which left mid. This one goes. Then okay, cool. Then that's a keeper card now. So you, 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 and then you, 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 you. Okay, so you, and into worthless 81. Right. No, not you. Not you should be good. So again. You, I'm probably gonna get what probably gonna get what you. And then so if I take you out with the chin, yeah, okay. So okay. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, so yeah. Mm. Uh, yeah, 3, 10, 2, 2, 2, 1. Yeah, that one. Don't know who the hell that is. Oh, yeah, my boy. Okay, then now. Then that one will call it down. Belgium striker that removed the card again. Mm. Okay, even that. And then, okay, so the club. So, 20. Right, so all of them are in team. Okay, cool. So then evolutions. So obviously I seen them doing this shit right now. So let me go into that. What is this? What is this? Ooh. So Max 84 over Max 84 pace Max 83. Could really go one beside. Let's see what one beside is saying now. You got one of them things on it. They go 88. One beside might be right there. Mm. Oh, this one is caliber. It gets a higher rating, better defense, but 4 less pace. It gets 4 less pace for it. Right, 19 days. Anyway, I'm not gonna waste too much time fucking with it. What can we do now? So not that one. 19 days on that one, and he goes to what 85. That's an alright card. 88, 74. This does look like an alright card. He gets one pace, shooting. He doesn't get any of them things. It looks like an alright card. 88, 74, 82, 84, 80. It does look like an alright card, but what's she called? She goes to. So for obviously I use her as a left back. I use her as a left back, but she only gets one more ratings than that Nandes guy. But Nandes look like a better card, but will I ever use Nandes again? I don't think I'll ever use that card, so it's quite pointless. Yeah, I've got Palacio and Pereira who are better card. Fuck it, use it. Get evolution. I've got better seedings than that. Right, okay. Right, okay, cool. So, right, them are active. So, I think they said, right, let me see how it says. How to do evolution, to activate. Right, so, right, yeah. For years, other people would have like glitches that they can do. I'm never able to do the glitches. I'm never able to do glitches. I never work on mine.
As you can see, we've got the green Evo active symbol on Leng up front. We've also got the green Evo active symbol on Pass in that next wing. Unfortunately, these guys aren't really capable of being completed together. But this one was completed accidentally, and here's how it happens. And so I had literally just completed a couple of evolutions, as you can see on the screen here. I claimed Wu Yu Hang, and as he was finished, this is now a completed Evo. As he was finished, what ended up happening is, because he got consumed as a completed Evo, the person below got moved into his spot, and I didn't even pay attention, I didn't recognise. But at that stage, as you'll see right there, the number 48, Zheng Rongjun, moved into an active Evo slot. I didn't know how I did it, I just knew that I did it. And so I went onto Twitter and showed people that we'd done it. I got a few responses of how to do it, and none of them worked. I've tried it already this morning, grinding swap out like crazy, trying my very, very best to figure out how it happened. No longer part of it. We put the next guy in, Leng Junjun and Jian Rongjeng is in there, and then if we put Li back in again, it kind of like moves who's in and who's not. So you could figure out a way to get like your favorite two in there to be eligible at the same time. Now the problem is if you've got two Evo slots open and you've only got two Evos left, and then you complete an Evo, goes down to one Evo slot and you have to like trigger the double Evo upgrade again. But if you've got 4 Evo slots like we've got right here, it's actually very, very possible that we can initiate a third active Evo slot.
That's sure how to do it. Alright, so you're saying I've got to do a third one. So I've got to have 3 for them to move up. I don't think that's what it's suggesting. So I don't know if you have to select one of them evils and the other one gets moved up. So I don't know if you have to say select the pie and then then you claim him.
So the next thing that I tried is going and completing Havertz, which is win 4 score battles games, which I did. I went and won 4 games and played a whole bunch of spent the whole morning playing score battles to try and do this. And we arrived back here. So now what we've got is we've got Havertz fully Evo, then we drop back 10 seconds and another 10 seconds here. So now what we've got, just so you guys can see completely, we've got Havertz fully finished, but we haven't claimed him. What you want to do is have the way to unlock a second Evo, and this is why I believe that this will also work for unlocking a third Evo if we just carry on the chain, and we will try it here. But the way you do it, right, is once you've got an Evo basically ready to be complete, like literally complete, everything's done, do not claim them. Instead, put somebody else in as an active Evo. So we put Denier in as the active Evo. We've now got Denier with the check mark in the top left, and Kai Havertz, no check mark, and then Memphis Depay is grayed out because he's not claimable and not an active Evo. I then went and claimed Kai Havertz full evolution. And this is why I think it works, because when you claim a full evolution, they disappear. So what I think happens is the person below moves up into the slot. The game doesn't recognize that it wasn't an active Evo because you've just claimed a completed Evo, and you effectively get the second slot come in. And you'll see right here, as I actually claim King Kai, now I've got him on 2 accounts, which is lovely. As we claim him, he gets moved up to an 84. And you'll see, I won't touch or do anything or pause anything. And now you see here,
Alright, does it work for me?
Also has the little tick in the top left, and Denier has the little tick in the top left too. And so when we go and have a look at the actual squad, does it showcase the fact that both?
Alright, it works. So I've got both of them fighting.
The answer is yes.
Right, so it works. Right, cool. Bam. So win 2 squad battles with at least 2 by at least 2. Win 4. Okay, win 2, win 4. So that's win 2, win 4 with a team. Win 5, score 5 with your active. So win 5, win 5, win 4. You don't have to worry about how many goals. It should be automatic. So does it go into play? Rivals. You. Right, yep, I do have them in there. Right, so if I take this guy out, does he fucking come out of it now? So I've got 28k, who could I put into solve that issue there? So I move De Jong in. I put a Chem star down there. So what's it now? Hunter now. I've got no catalyst left. No catalyst left. Anchor. Shadow. Should really put a shadow on it. I'm gonna go with the shadow. I wanna go with it. Alright, fuck it, I'll go with shadow. Alright, okay, cool. So I got them 2 active evils, blah blah blah. So in theory, I'm doing James Madison, them 2 evils, all of them at the same time. Alright, so anyway, one's centre back, left wing, right wing, centre mid, defender. Yeah, so anyway, midfielder, backline, midfielder, backline, anyway up front. Probably should bring in another striker of some sort to fuck around there. I don't want to use Jekyll, don't want to use him. I haven't got many good strikers as the truth suppose. Alright, I need clear on Johnny, and then yeah. Okay, cool. So she got what finisher. Right, so who do I want to take out for her now? So okay, Palacios and he's better. Danilo is stronger, better defense but less passing. Do like Palacios, but my man's solid, isn't it? Okay, my man's solid. So if I do I want to take this young rest this young for the minute, let's crack on with it. Yeah. Right, so I've got to win 3 games to get to the next one, and I've got to get about 300 points to start Foot Champs qualifier. Alright, man, uh, it's taking forever, ever. Man, shut it. So therefore, guys with all these choice shouldn't choose a girl. We should choose her. That's the same. It's the same, yeah. Who's this man? Alright, come on, let's play this game and then see what happens. So, alright, so this is a stitch up right away. Who's this one running? Quick. For some reason, he blocked him. Penalty. Yeah. For no reason at all. So I'm gonna dive to the right. Nope. Yeah, so for no reason, 2 minutes in the game, and this guy somehow got a penalty for nothing at all. Literally 2 minutes in the game, 2 in-game minutes, and he received a penalty. So not only I can show you the level of stitch up there, yeah. So bang, I won the ball. Yeah, I won the ball. His foot goes through the ball just to take him out, and the ref didn't call a foul or not, even though I won the ball. Yeah, cool. He blocked me, get it there. So guess what? He fell over again, immediately turns to him falling over again. So twice he fell over in a matter of 2 minutes in the game, and they gave him a penalty. Yeah, for nothing at all. So immediately in the game, you're down, and you're meant to concede less than 2 goals for that evolution there. So you can see it's a premeditated action, as already set in play. All the way out there. Why? He's going to control, he's going to stop him. Yeah. Some reason couldn't just pass it simple there. And I'm sure you're going to see him score one of them goals there. He just simply passes across the net for him. And no dramas, no problems. Shoot. Yep. Can't simply pass it across to Holland. And I'm sure you're going to see him score one of them goals, I guarantee it. Yeah. Through the middle. Yeah. Can't pass the ball. Yeah. Down the line. Just drag him in. Just waiting for my player to come backwards. Offside for some odd reason. Yeah, back to him for some odd reason. Is he going to be offside? Is this guy going to get one offside for the game? Nope. Perfect for him. Perfect for him. No problems at all. Yeah, no problems at all. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So like I said, all of this is meant for when I finally get them into court to launch at them and attack them. That's why it's all done. They know they can't win, and they're trying to delay the process as long as possible to ensure a physical attack on them in the courtroom. Somehow, somehow, the keeper, some fucking how blood, yeah, 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 somehow, somehow, somehow. So look at where my deploy was to where he is, and his flies in the back of the net. The keeper didn't even stick a hand out. So this is where the ball is. The keeper don't even stick a hand out. And then if we go back to his, yeah, can I get there quick enough? Yep, blocked it. Yeah. So let the game restart. It will restart over and over because it's still the same end for you, man. So I'm gonna go message that current woman right away now in response to all of this. Every time this happens, I'm gonna message Karen every single time it happens. I'm gonna message that bitch, man. And you ignore me, it will get to it. And then I use it. I use the case in the courtroom. I use the situation against you, man. Innit? Trust me, it will get there. All I have to do is vandalize some police vehicle and sit and laugh in your faces and force you to take it to court. You don't take it to court, I just keep doing it. It's simple as that, innit? You don't have to send a whole team of riot shield men to constantly put me in hospital and I constantly attack them and show the doctor the side effects that what he's doing, that it will alter my mental abilities and logical thinking, and which will only make me a more violent person over a period of time, and that the British government will be responsible for all such actions, and I am not to blame at all for any actions I take. And quite simple, it's not a hard mechanic to go around. Yeah, your security is shit, white people are shit, and you're certainly not smarter than me. Let's play on. So yeah, should be able to just run away. Nobody's up front helping. Nobody all by himself. Or because I'm by myself, they thought they could do this, innit? So I've asked my mum for I've asked my mum for my birth certificate, and she's ignoring just like Karen. So I'm tying up both Karen for the NHS and this woman together. So both my mum and the NHS is behaving the same suspicious way by refusing to respond to a simple request for information that is legally mine. So it's quite a strange activity, and it's quite a strange, I guess, coincidence. Quite a strange one. I'm still waiting on my Mortal Kombat poster. Still hasn't arrived yet. And this guy is just kicking the ball and no problems at all. You know what I mean? No issue at all. Yeah, so this is a bot as well. Bot Chris 22. This is a bot. It's not a person. As you can see, that's some weird picture. We would have a picture like that. So this is all about. So let's. How many times are you gonna restart? And in that courtroom, what do you think I'm gonna say? Like, well, they obviously wanted me to attack you. There's no way you might come out of this unscathed, and that's why you had to isolate me from the public so no one cares, so you can get to abuse somebody. So we're gonna see how abusers isolate their victims. Y'all stand no chance of even that. Trust me. And that the police is the one behind it. The government is obviously behind it. Because we're gonna Google also what should the police do when somebody reports abuse. We're gonna do it the way it's meant to be done first. I delayed this specific tactic for a specific reason to ensure that human kept on doing it. So you want to restart, let's restart. Every time it restarts, you lose. Every single time it restarts, you fucking lose. So every time it restarts, you lose. So you're gonna simply go and Google what should the police do when abuse is reported to them, and whatever Google says, I'll do specifically that way and ring the police and record it. Yeah, I ring the police and record it. Innit? Yeah, I understand the translate it. And the team, the people who have it, I get them to say, well, they're clearly involved in it together, and this is some sort of racism, and ultimately won't be able to be denied. You see, this guy just running through at will. I thought I'd play the game before I upload this one, just to see what's happening. Look, it's clearly a bot, and clearly a bot. I know exactly what I'm doing, fools. You think you know what you're doing, and it's obvious that you, man, are no experts and no specialists because you just keep getting undone and you don't even realize that you're getting undone. So you can't run away from him. They have with 94 pace and can't exploit this fucking game. Dash him away, he somehow is able to tackle. Yeah. Half time, 4-1 up. Easy peasy for this kid. Half time, 4-1 up. So FC Royal. So Britain has a royal family. So it should be Royals FC, not the other way around. I mean, it should be Royals FC, but apparently FC Royal. So apparently the British government is effing me. Am I supposed to cry about that? We can go and Google what the royal family has done to niggas. Trust me, we can go about it that way too. It's quite simple for me. We can go about it that way. We can go and look at the royal family history. So three things we're gonna do. Yeah, this guy called FC Royals. We're gonna look at the history of the royal family in Britain and the atrocities that they've done. Cool. And then we're gonna look at how abusers isolate their victims. And then we're gonna look at what do you do when how what should the police do when an abuse is reported to them. You know what I mean? We'll do them three things just to play the game. There's nothing human can do. You restart it, and every time you restart it, I can always do that same thing over and over. You spend the rest of your life restarting this until inevitably it happens. What am I going to do with all the YouTube stuff? When they come and clear out the house and says he doesn't have a computer, he doesn't upload on YouTube, or he doesn't do this, is that what you're going to come and say? Then explain where the money keeps going. I mean, explain where the money goes. So you're going to say, oh, he's spending it on drugs. You'd have to first find a drug dealer to prove that. And I'll send some man down the river, you hear that? And then, but I obviously going to turn on you in the end of it. Simple as that. You must have no chance here. You must have no fucking chance in this game. Absolutely zero chance. You persistent. I know exactly what I'm doing. You man fuck around and try to talk about me being some form of drug addict. I say, how do you know I'm a drug addict? You don't know. Do you know anybody I buy drugs off for me to be a drug addict? Because you can't be a drug addict without buying drugs. It doesn't make sense. Quite simple. You can't be a drug addict without buying drugs. It's far. Can't be a drug addict without buying drugs. Simple as that. Y'all are dummies. And any day you try to press that issue, I send man down the river, bro. Anybody who has ever got me drugs, I'll fucking have them locked up. Because that's how it should go. If you're a drug addict, you should be able to identify drug dealers and those who associate with such. I don't care. So reset all you want, it will only inevitably end up the same place over and over. So it's like Chronicles. Every time you do something and reset it, it just keeps happening over and over. Mortal Kombat. It will always end up the same. You might not lose. It will end up to that the police and all these people are saying I've got a history of I've got a history of taking illicit and illegal drugs. Yeah, quite simple. They were told who the drug dealers are, and I haven't seen one of them being locked up. So the police themselves is into dealing drugs. Yeah, the police themselves is into dealing drugs. I mean, it's so bad for you people. It's unbelievable. You say obviously you can't be saying somebody's a drug dealer and they're informing, and nobody's being prosecuted for their drug affiliation. You understand what I'm trying to say? So what? I take everybody down that helps you, man. Criminal and police alike, and I don't care what Britain wants to talk about attack on their country. Attack on their country. Apparently, there's a war on drugs. You mean you don't want man say that that the police is involved in drug dealing? Is that what you don't want to be said? So every time you do, I'll do something negative against you. Yeah. I'm trying to press it off. I just want to move. I don't want to watch a celebration. No, I just want to get this game over with. This is clearly unfair and cheating. So just watch this. Yeah, ball roll away from him. I'm just looking for somebody to just make a move. Yeah, Holland turn him, slam it in the corner. All right, come on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's play on, bro. Like you man wants to play games. Every time you reset it, it ends up to the same play. It simply means you man give up, bro. There's no other. There's not a third option because you clearly have lost, and you man are in denial. And I do think you man are delusional, very much delusional people. Accepting the defeat and accept that you man are not superior, not in physical strength, attributes, agility, or ability, or even intelligence. I mean, you man are no way to be superior, more superior than me. I mean, absolutely not. Human didn't hack it. Human had to go and hire people to hack the game. Human then had to go and hire people to explain psychology. Human then had to go and get people to help you. I'm doing it all by myself. I'm superior to human in every way, every single way. Because what you need a team of people to do, what you need a team of people to do, I do by myself. Y'all wanting to play games? Trust me, nobody's better at playing games than me. Bro. Nobody's better at playing games than me. To say that. Nobody's better than. So you can see, Holland refused to kick the ball there. Yeah, he didn't kick the. It wasn't allowed to kick the ball until the keeper finger got there. So bang. Yeah. So look at where the keeper is. Yeah. It's just a simple one shot. Yeah. Look, simple shot. He wouldn't kick it. Wouldn't kick it. Wouldn't kick it. Yeah. All the way there. Wouldn't kick it. 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 Yeah. I'm glad it was recorded in here. You just see, he wouldn't kick the ball. So I'm being cheated in every way, you know what I mean? So they're upset that they have been found out that they're not smart and they're struggling to deal with the reality of it. These men are struggling to deal with the reality that all their life they've been told they were superior. And some little monkey came in making them look like fools. Yeah, I mean, you better cry yourself to sleep at night, but I mean, you man give up. But I'm well within my rights and the laws here. That you man are nowhere close to even having legal rights here, bro. Your special operation is breaking the law. It's racist. Plain and simple. Government is not allowed to commit any crime. And any law out there, the Human Rights Court, the European Union, all of these things will put a absolute embargo on human as a result. And the only way they don't do it is just exposing themselves that they are indeed racist. And that Britain funds the European Union, which controls the European Human Rights Court's racism. They got defeated in a way that you man could never believe. Well, then talk about attacking Britain. Innit? Anybody's attacking anybody is human here. Plain and simple. So human use the internet and computers to attack me. I use the internet and words to attack women. I'm never doing anything wrong. I'm just speaking about the abuse. That's it. Y'all just stand a chance, eh? All I'm doing is speaking about the abuse. A man couldn't win this if he tried. So yeah. So you can see that kid was called Royals, and you can see FC Royals. It's not many teams you see FC in front of their name. It's usually Royals FC, which is more indication to a some sort of a team. But he had FC Royals. Yeah, so okay, cool. Where we at now? Right, no, that's not the wrong one. Right, so we need to look at the history of the royal family and racism. Still saying error, still won't load. History, history of the royal families and racism. I guess they don't care, I wouldn't care when you can't deny it. And we're gonna see what is it called? Denial of reality. Is that what they call it? That's what these men are suffering from. These men now have exposed their mental illnesses to the world. Like they're having it hard to a royal history of racism. Even their own kid is saying it. Yeah, I mean, this little witch here. Yeah, I mean, why is the baby saying the British right? Let's kick it off there. Yeah. So these men are saying they don't care. People with mental illness don't care, don't they? That is a widely known and accepted psychological and psychiatric fact. That when people have mental illness, they don't really care about their safety and care about certain things. Yeah, they don't care how they treat people, they don't care how they carry themselves, they don't care how they look. That's me. So anybody, these men who are doing it, who obviously know that they've been caught and don't care, obviously is suggesting indirectly that these men have mental problems and the British government should have them fucking looked into. And they can't have it into court because they can't deny the scientific fact and the psychological fact that white Europeans made that discovery. I didn't make that up. They did it. So they can't argue with themselves, which means these men would definitely have to be looked at and looked into. Otherwise, they are hiding something. If they are not mentally ill, then they are hiding something. So in May 2020, the Prince Harry, the sixth line in the British throne, married the American actress Meghan Markle, otherwise a mixed race lady, whose mother is African American and whose father is white. Much to the delight of the commentators eager to witness the modernization of our thousand-year-old historical white institution. Britain itself is a white institution, not the royal family. The country itself is all white and all proud. So much to the delight of commentators eager to witness the modernization of Prince Harry, it's widely assumed that Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, will serve a goodwill ambassador to the Commonwealth nations, many of which are compromised as majority population of colour, and help to usher in the British royal family into the 21st century because they've been stuck in the past, like many of these delusional white men. Um, Many of which are compromised, blah blah. British royal family gesturing towards her anticipated future in the royal firm. Meghan's bridal veil featured embroidered floral representative of the 53 British Commonwealth. So to this day, these men are saying that they're not racist, but still are seen as the owners of black people's land. So no black man can come and stake claim to British land. They would slaughter you for such a claim. But they somehow hold claim over the Caribbean like they made it. Yeah, so anyway, the prospect of more inclusive, modernized and modern. The press has speculated that in her rich and exotic DNA would take in the Windsor's watery thin blue blood, described as Meghan almost straight out of Compton. Discussed on how her family went from cotton slaves to royalty. So, it's a widely known fact that cotton fields were only had black workers and slave masters used to whip them for picking cotton. So we are now apparently in the 21st century. I am trying to divide a country that still holds the royal family at the highest regards. And I am trying to divide the country. Or am I pointing out what the white supremacists don't want to be pointed out? So one might assume Sussex wealth and status would insulate them from offensive comments or that the royal families offered emotional support and protection as Meghan weathered mounting racist attacks. But Oprah thing depleted the notion. According to the couple, not only did the firm fail to correct the damaging tabloid narrative around Meghan during his first pregnancy, unnamed members of the royal family was concerned to Prince Harry about how dark their unborn child's skin would be. And I am trying to divide the country. But the so a Harry found someone that he loved, married. Because remember, I said I didn't want to get married, and every married person, as far as the eye can see, was told that I am a bad person. Okay, cool. Harry went and married somebody that he loved. So the very same institution and country who wants to say me saying getting married is not for me at the time is blasting a man for falling in love with a woman that is too dark for their liking and marrying her. So where do they actually stand on marriage? Because if you're married for love and you don't want to be married for love, they have a problem with either. So these men just want to control everybody and everything. You don't want to get married? Oh, you're trying to disrupt our country? Who? The royal family, one of their members got married to somebody to the oh she too dark for you to marry. Where exactly does these white come? So I tell you, these men are mentally ill and they obviously are struggling. The problem is white people control psychiatry, so they don't see mental illness in their own, but they see it through every nigga. You know that in Britain, it is a statistical fact that more immigrants pass through the mental health services than people who are born here. That's another day. So blah blah. So the current queen's distant ancestors launched England into the transatlantic slave trade and responsible for enslavement and the death of African captives in 1670. Charles II chartered the Royal African Company with the intention of supplying enslaved Africans to England, Caribbean, and North American plantation colonies. So Britain says I am dividing their country. Okay, cool. They still to this day collect money from the Caribbean. The royal family, clear to this day, present day, modern times, 21st century. In I came to England in 2008. Harry married Meghan somewhere between 2015 and now. And they're making comments about her skin. So if you're making comments about her skin, but you are collecting money off the back of people who are darker than her, and what does that say about you? I told you these men are crazy, and these men are dangerous men to society. The best way to scam somebody is to claim they are a scammer. So guess what? The best way to divide something or group, country or its people is to claim that this person is trying to divide it. So the white man has run around England telling everybody that I am dangerous and I am trying to disrupt England and its communities. But they don't like black people, which is obvious. I didn't write that. They don't like black people because apparently they are together and Manchester is a community. But is the royal family a sovereign nation or a sovereign government or a sovereign family? No, they're the head of Britain, which didn't like that one of their dear little royals got married to somebody that's not even black, somebody that's mixed race, and they're having an issue with it, and then questioning the unborn child skin color. But then they are talking about Commonwealth and how they are united. So you can see these baboons, minorities that they have on their side, don't want to go back to their country, and obviously are willing to sell out. That's all it is. They ain't with you. They just don't want to get deported. Unfortunately for you, man, I don't have that issue in it. Yeah. So I didn't write these articles. This is something that actually happened in fucking reality. And since 1672, so 16, what's that? 1672. So what's that? 16th century? I don't even know. One of them shit. Yeah. So since 1672, they've established a company. Yeah. So you can see the Royal African Company. Yeah. So this company dealt in human trafficking because it can't be called anything else. Fucking kidnapping somebody from one place and bringing them to another country to force them into free labor and slavery, human trafficking. And to this day, you find British people arresting man for human trafficking. Yeah, I mean, they're searching every container, plane, ship, and lorry and transit van as far and tell you that they're trying to stop human trafficking. But they haven't locked up them. So you have men who are facing the European Human Rights Court for things they did 60, 70 years ago. Because recently, over the last 5 years, this Russian guy that was living in America, they're looking to prosecute him. He's like 95 now. They're looking to prosecute him on war crimes. So why is the royal family not being prosecuted by the European Union for what is obviously war crimes, genocide, Holocaust, racism, and the cheat that they made a company that deals in human trafficking? So you're telling me, say, why people in England thought it was okay to create a company that buys and sells human beings, but they want to say, I divide. Whatever happened to that company? Because in Britain, you have to register companies. So whatever happened to that registered company? And where is the headquarter of that company? Because I never heard about the destruction or the abolishment of it. We heard that slavery was abolished in what 200 years ago. But then they said nothing about the company. So what is the company rebranding itself at now? What is the company doing? No, you know. So I guess the company is now MI5 and MI6. Because I didn't know it was a company. I thought these was a bunch of thugs who thought, right, they can't be doing the work. That's how I've always looked at slavery. They look like they think they're better. And they could be out doing the work. So go beat these niggas to do the work for you. That's how I seen it. I had no idea that they actually had a limited corporation that buys and sells human beings. So you can see, look at what it says there. So supplying enslaved Africans to England, Caribbean, and North American plantation. His younger brother James, Duke of York, was the company's honorary governor. Yeah? And his largest shareholder, the Royal African Company, represented the culmination of over a century of small scale slave trade. Yeah, so let's fuck off with the word slave trade and we'll substitute that word for slave. Because trade means to buy and sell. Yeah? Slavery is you using somebody against their will. Cool. Okay. Simple. And if you substitute that word for slave trade to human trafficking, so you hear all these stories about Jeffrey Epstein being locked up for what did they say he did? Yeah, that guy, an American guy, he got locked up for trafficking children to his island and whatever they said. And they tried to prosecute him. So why is nobody trying to prosecute the royal family and everybody who worked for that company? Yeah, why is nobody trying to do that? But man are out here getting locked up for doing exactly what them man did. Why did they get a pass? And because Jeffrey Epstein is white himself. So apparently he died of suicide in a prison cell. But has any of us seen the proof of that? Jeffrey Epstein probably sat on Richard Branson's island, far as I'm concerned, at this point. Because if they're not locking up the white people in Britain for it, why would they lock him up? Because Jeffrey Epstein would have thought it was his right as a white man to enslave and traffic others to wherever the fuck he felt like and did whatever he feels. Maybe he made a mistake by trafficking white girls. Maybe that's where the problem was. Maybe that's where the issue was. But to this day, you still find people going missing, people being trafficked, and they're blaming it on Mexico and all these places. So is this company still going on? I need to research it. I didn't know that. This is new to me because I've never heard it be described as a company where it has a governor and its law and shareholders. So that means there were managers, workers, enforcers, um, CEOs, people who invested. So we are looking at a massive amount of people that needs to be behind bars. You know what I mean? Because all their wealth, that's it should be classified as the proceed of crime. Because if you get locked up to this day for any illegal activity, anything you have, they're going to write it down and seize that under the conspiracy law and proceeds of crime act. Yeah, that's what it's called. The proceeds of crime act. They will lock your car up for that and take everything. Even if you have a fucking fake polo shirt, they're gonna take that and leave you with nothing. So why are these men not facing the same punishment? What is the police doing? What is Interpol doing? What is the European Union doing? Why are none of these men not trying to lock up these guys? Because they're not all dead. They're certainly not all dead. And whatever happened to the company? What is the company called now? Because through my 33 years there, I did not know that it was a registered company that did slavery. Because they have always just said the slave trade. But it makes sense because to trade, the only people that trade is businesses. Yeah, because trading is actual businesses. So whatever happened to the company? What is the company called now? So the Royal African Company represented the combination of over a century of market slave trade initiatives endorsed by the English monarchy, beginning with Elizabeth was that first support of John Hawkins, slaving. So you have Stephen Hawkins. So you know that guy that with the wheelchair and he's a genius. He might be related to John Hawkins because that's a very uncommon last name, very uncommon. And a lot of people in Australia have the last name Hawkins. So the rabbit hole goes deep, doesn't it? Slaving expedition in the 1560s to deliver African captives to Spanish America. The Stuarts and Hanoverians monarchs promoted the profited personally from the expansion of African slave trading and colonial slavery and oversee the development of a vast exploitative empire that strengthened mainland Britain and the royal family at the expense of marginalized people across Europe, the Americas, Asia, Africa, and Oceania. That's crazy, but I did not know that. Oh, well, that's quite good. So, that's quite good. Thanks for fucking around. Oh, sorry, we missed you. So you can see where certain people being shot, minorities being shot in Britain, you can see that these men are doing it to hide something. Because if they were willing to enslave people, they're willing to do anything to somebody. And they mainly are doing it to minorities. So, okay, cool. So, how abusers isolate their victims? Yes, how abusers isolate their victims. Yeah, how abusers isolate their victims. Uh, right, the reason why abusers isolate their victims from friends and family is that the abuse is about control and victims are more easily controlled. in mind and body when they don't have trust and confidence. Yeah. Abusers need help too. Why abusers isolate their victims? Abusers can only relate to others through their own egotistical point. Say this mind games, being made to feel worthless, via language of abuse, working with abusers. Okay, cool. Isolation and domestic abuse. Abusers try to shift the blame to become the victims. So, like I said, in the courtroom, what they're going to do, they're building up frustration. Then somehow you get into that courtroom, then they want you to attack them, and then they cry and play wolf. You're gonna notice all the little blonde blue-eyed people. Um, whether you want to take an offense to that, that's your business. But the slave trade indeed was run by such individuals. So you don't have to put yourself in a situation if you know you wouldn't do it. And if you are somebody that's going to jump on me saying that, it simply means we have a saying in Jamaica: I threw my corn, but I did not call a foul. Yeah, so i.e., I throw the feed out there, run community if you choose. So how they try to shift blame? Evolution, counseling. So the abusers try to shift the blame. Being subject to the abuse behavior is a painful, confusing experience for many reasons. So advanced interrogation is abuse, and that's why it was outlawed under the Human Rights Act that they can't fucking do certain things. So that's why when soldiers go to war, and sometimes they'll do certain type of techniques, sometimes the soldiers are charged because advanced technique is torture. Pain compliance is torture. But Britain is one of the only few countries that has legalized torture and rebranded itself because they constantly do it, rebrand stuff. So instead of calling it torture, oh, this is more palatable. Paying compliance, i.e., you'd see 16 police officer, one stepping on his neck, one bending his back, and the guy screaming, "You're hurting me, you're hurting me," and he's like, "Shut up," while leaning his head down into the pavement, while another two is holding his foot down, while another two is putting the handcuffs on, and while they're surrounding him so nobody can video it and nobody can see, and they're telling you to get back, while the community is around screaming, saying, "What, you're hurting him, you're hurting him." And sometimes, because how they do it, people end up dying from asphyxiation or fucking blacking out. So yeah, the reason why we want to talk about it has to do with psychological trick. Most abusers pull where they try to shift the blame from for the abusive situation onto their victim and similar and simultaneously paint themselves as the true victims who are suffering cruelty, unfair attacks at the hands of very people who are abusing them. This strategy comes into clear relief when victims don't just meekly accept abusive words and actions, but instead stand up and fight back. So compliance. Yeah, so the police wants to abuse you. What do? They call it pain compliance. They torture you into complying, otherwise being subjugated. So it says it clearly, it's a psychological trick. Yeah. So they abuse you words and action. You stand up and fight back. Guess what? The police is trying to arrest you for no reason. You now defend yourself. They're ready for backup. And now there's 99 police officers all jumping at you at the same time, which makes the invisible conflict that's been rolling and brawling under the surface more visible and palpable. Now, normal people call out for destructive words or actions usually feel compelled to defend what they've said or done if they believe there is a misunderstanding or try to make amends if they believe there's not. But abusers don't go on the defense, they go on the offensive, i.e., you are defending yourself, they start attacking you. Yeah? Right, yeah. Amends and believe they're not they make amends if they believe there is not. But abusers don't go on the defensive, they go on the offensive. They turn the tables by quickly moving the conversation away from what they've said or done to focus instead. So my child's mother, I would say, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, you're paranoid, you're delusional, you need medication, you need help." And the truth is, I could have snapped her neck and still beat them. I could have gone about it like that. But I chose to let her live so she has to live with the embarrassment that she faces. Yeah. So that's why I let quite a few people live. It's because it's better to have them be embarrassed because, like I said, They'll abuse you. You're not meant to know that it's being done to you purposely. You're meant to see it as life, and then they go, "Oh, he's got a victim mindset. Oh, he feel like the world's against him. Oh, he feel like people owe him. Oh, he feel this. He feel people were talking about him." So the news itself is very guilty of playing a key role in the nature of the abuse. I don't like the Masons. Yeah, so focus instead on the abusive, hurtful nature of the victim's complaint and rotten nature. So me complaining about my game, complaining about Royal Mail not delivering my packages, complaining about me not getting my money, complaining that the NHS violated and abused the Mental Health Act, complaining that the police abuse the Investigatory Powers Act, complaining of the mistreatment, them covertly medicating without me know, me complaining that Delta gave them the go ahead to do so. Bryony was my next of kin at one point and a few other people. And there's a reason why I made sure they were. They were all British. And they all, because they are my next of kin, they all gave these white men the okay and they all signed the paper to allow it to be done. Yes. So, and guess what? I'm now asking questions. Now they're trying to psychologically attack me behind closed doors for me now to go out and pick up a knife and stab somebody. That's the reason why I've not done it, because I'm very clever and I understand what they're trying to do. They're quite aware of that. So, hence, you're telling me that I say that I'll stab some blue eyed white man in his face, and I'm still walking around with Britain, nothing being done, no police harassing me, no police trying to come and confront me or prosecute me. So they're attacking me behind closed doors because guess what? They want me to pick up a knife, walk out there and stab somebody. And there'll be some witness that have evidence that they can say, oh, this was an unprovoked attack. So just like an abuser would do, they try to shift blame and become the victim and claim it's an unprovoked attack. We've seen many of unprovoked attacks, and nobody just unprovokingly attacks someone. So complaint and rotten natures of the victims in general. They may overgeneralization, take things out of context. So overgeneralization, i.e., oh, we've seen this pattern of behavior before. This man is a dangerous man to the community. Take things out of context, or me saying, oh, you don't know what's coming, or he's threatening, or we think he's planning on attacking us. We think he's got some sort of terrorist cell that's going to shoot and murder people. Instead of just thinking, oh, well, he's planning on standing up for himself. So taking things out of context, find a grain of truth. So they'll search you, they'll spend 15 fucking years looking for evidence and don't find any evidence. But you get upset and say, oh, I'm going to stab some blue eye white man in his face. Bam, they're going to embellish that, spread that around far and wide across every nation where they control and have influence, and then they're going to tell you everybody agrees, everybody agrees, everybody agrees. Right, cool. Or just flat out lie in order to spin a deceptive tale. So they'll set you up, i.e., send girls in your way, because some of these black women that are born here, they've obviously they're conditioned to live how they live. And the same reason why their brains work that way, a black person brains will now develop and work in the same way. Same environment, same food, same inhibitions, same drugs, same alcohol. You're all gonna start thinking the same because you consume the same media, same food, same air, blah blah blah. You all will think that way. Yeah? So guess what? They're sending some black girls to come because they don't want it to seem like racism. They'll send some black girl to come to you and say, and she will come, you ignore her, you avoid her, she will throw herself at you, she will come butt naked, she will open her legs, and you still like, oh, I'm not interested. She start abusing you, oh, you're gay. Then she goes out and tell people that you raped her anyway. Yeah? Then guess what? Next thing they'll do, they'll send whoever they have to say you drug to give you drugs. They spike that drugs with hallucinogens, various forms of antipsychotics, all mixed up in this whatever form of drug you take. Then guess what? You're now either seeing shit or hearing shit, or it can be argued. So, i.e., Stardog i.e., Stardog, the idea of saying, oh, he's mentally ill, he's got mad of Stardog. Nobody can prove any madness. Words does not prove anything. They said the statement is action speaks louder than words. I haven't done anything mentally ill. They have no video evidence of any mental health related action. Yeah, and they certainly have nothing that they can say what I say verbally is mentally ill. Certainly can't we? So, okay, where are we up to now? So, to spin a deceptive tale, so i.e., smear campaigns, rumor campaigns, spinning a deceptive content. So, oh, this guy is a shoplifter. You never shoplifted anything on purpose. We have all picked up something and walked out at some point, and they'll go, "Oh, here is him on video stealing from the shop, blah blah blah, spinning the tail." They know that. Oh, you probably, or they probably don't know, but you probably just accidentally forgot to pay for something. You spent £99 buying everything else, and you got distracted for a minute and didn't pay and walked out with the picture frame. I didn't realize you fucking walked out with the picture frame. They all sat there watching you walk out in the picture frame. And they didn't stop you and say, "Well, did you pay for that picture frame?" So you can say, "Oh shit, I forgot. I didn't realize I got distracted." And that would have been the end of that you paid for it. Because guess what? You spent £99 otherwise, yeah. The picture frame was 75 and £7.50. So if it was a big deal, you'd return your £99 and pay for the £7.50 and go and spend the rest of your 82.50 somewhere else. Right, cool. So spin deceptive tales of things their victims have said. So apparently I abuse these women. Apparently I mistreat these women. Apparently I don't care about them. Apparently I use them for their money and cheat on them. And then when they find out and confront me about cheating, I apparently attack them and beat them up and threaten them, and they're so scared of me. Yeah, so spin deceptive tales of their victims have said and, and done, or haven't said and done. A deceptive tale that supposedly proves the hostility. It's meant to say hostility. It says proves hostile. Yeah. So me and my friend them hostile. Yeah, I mean, so ungrateful. So i.e. they have done all this for me, and you turn around and say, "Well, can you give me an example?" They can't give you an example. "Oh, you're ungrateful for saying that. You're ungrateful for asking me to demonstrate it." Not good people don't do that. Or they say something as simple as this: "Oh, other people think I'm a good person, making you feel guilty for what they've done. So other people think they're a good person, but so it must be you that something's wrong with, that you don't think they're a good person." It's not that she and her friends are sadists, abusers, racists, Nazis, and royalists and nationalists. I'm very proud. No, no, it's not that, because you're the problem. Yeah, so ungrateful, lazy. Oh, he doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to follow rules. He doesn't turn up to work on time. He doesn't take care of himself. Blah blah. Arrogant. Oh, I can't stand him. He thinks he's so this. He thinks he's so that. Oh, they like to say, "Mr. Billy Big Bollocks." Oh, you think you're Superman. Oh, you think you're hard man. That sort of talk, Cruel. Oh, he doesn't care about anybody. He only cares about himself. Or abusive. Um, yeah. Mason Greenwood, typical situation. Oh, Mason, I don't want to. Mason probably has been frustrated over a number of weeks. Guess what? He tried to cheat on her 6 months ago. She hasn't forgiven him for cheating on her 6 months ago. Or she feels a bit sick when she tries to sleep with him because she constantly reminds him. So now she's punishing him by withholding sex. He got frustrated, she put it out there. So makes him look like a cruel, abusive person, yeah? Etc. Natures of their victims. At this point, most victims, their heads spinning. Okay, you feel confused, you don't know what's going on, you feel scared, feel anxiety, feel pressure. And some people crack early under the pressure, some people fold, some violent, some self harm. Yeah. Feel compelled to defend their own past comments. Alright, cool. Now you gotta apologize. You don't know what the fuck you're apologizing for, but now you gotta comply with the abuser. And like I say, abusers usually find themselves in position where they have absolute authority. So some racist Nazi Jew or some racist Nazi European would go and work for MI5. Guess what? Now they can push you through some hell of a shit and guess what and say and justify it and say, well, we're just trying to get him to be honest and confess and if he's up to something or done something, they're gonna put you to the most extreme of shit. Nothing. They find out that well, you were innocent. You had no fucking plans at all. You didn't run off to any terror cell because if you're scared, you're gonna run to the people that you're in bed with. Yeah. So you'll notice that British people always come after you in groups and gangs. Yeah, it's because they feel safe there. So they isolate you from normal people, put you under extreme pressure. They expect you to run to whoever you're rolling with so the police can wrap you all up together. It's abuse. Yeah. You don't run to anybody, there's nobody to run to. There's no mom to help you. She's just as much of an abuser as them. She'll deny the abuse till the sun comes down because guess what? Nobody's putting her under pressure. Nobody's coming to question her is anything she says. She's already involved with them. They go to them and say, well, Miss Clark, he's saying this. And she already knows to say he's lying. He's had a history of lying all his life. They get other abusers that they've used to say the same thing that he lies. They misdirect you. So misleading and misdirection is the same thing. They tell you a lie, make you believe something, and then it comes around. That wasn't the truth. Normal people who aren't involved would see you as a liar. It's mental conditioning. So yeah. So you feel now compelled to defend yourself. You got to go online and say you're sorry. You don't know what you have done. Blah 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 blah. That nature of bullshit. Yeah, and you're begging for mercy. So they put you through psychological plane for you to comply and then apologize, and then they can spin that narrative and make it look like yes, he was guilty of whatever they thought. Blah blah blah. But lucky enough, they got to him in time that he didn't go through whatever he was going through. Bullshit. So they defend their own past criminals, their own past behavior. So they'll abuse you. Covert, you got what you call in this country covert medication, where a bunch of experts decide that it is in your best interest to be medicated without your knowledge and your will. Because look at it now, yeah? You can go and check that out for yourself. Covert medication is something they do in this country. The antipsychotics mess with your body, your thinking, mind, outlook, viewpoints, everything, yeah? So when they're covertly medicating you, you then commit a crime. So i.e. you're being medicated. Some medications you can't drive with. A lot of antipsychotics you can't drive with. You have a license, you are driving. You now have a glass of wine. You don't know you're fucking being covertly medicated with antipsychotics. You now drink a glass of wine and think, why do I feel so woozy? Oh, and your friends are like, ha ha, you're a lightweight, ha ha, you're a lightweight, ha ha, you're a lightweight. You start believing that, misleading and misdirection. They know what is going on. They know that you're being medicated and that the alcohol and medication cause dizziness, drowsiness, wooziness, somehow inebriates you. They're very aware of it. And they go, ha ha, you're a lightweight, you're a lightweight. Misleading and misdirecting you, rather than saying, oh, it's the medication that they're giving you, bro. They laugh at you and make it look like, oh, it's just a joke, like you can't handle liquor. At some point, you're going to start believing that. At some point, you're going to start believing that. Trust me. And women have done it to me, men have done it to me, all of that, yeah. So yeah, so we're going to move spinning this thing now, yeah. So on their own past behavior. So covert, anything covert, they usually don't want you to know until it's too late, or they don't want you to know at all, yeah, because it's meant to be covert, yeah. So they can covertly medicate you, knowing that that medication is changing your psychology, your biology, and your brain chemistry. Who is there to say, well, the medication that they are covertly giving you legally, in this country, isn't a hallucinogen? Who to say exactly what's in that vial or that fucking syringe or tablet? Because who's going to be there to question Because you start getting covertly medicated. Now you're fucking seeing shit, running around, dancing, you know what I mean? Like jumping across building, leaping off top of buildings thinking you can fly. You have no fucking idea. If you don't hit the pavement and be immediately disintegrated, they lock you up in hospital and say, oh, and show you videos of yourself. And never mention that, oh, we were covertly medicating you, so that could be the reason. So their own way of being in this world. So people who like the royal family wouldn't obviously know the history of the royal family. And the royal family in itself was abusive to anybody darker than them or anybody from outside of the Western Hemisphere. So they are sympathizers and supporters of abusive people. Would them people not abuse other people if they sympathize with other abusers? I find this thing so weird, but it's very informative. So, in other words, the situation reverts right back to business as usual. So they keep on abusing you until the day you die because they can't afford for that to go in court because they don't want you on public record. So the intent is to kill you. They can't usually, with certain circumstances, they can't physically kill you. So they try and force cardiac reasons, make it difficult for anybody to question the nature of how you came to the cardiac problem. The post mortem is going to be done, and you don't know who actually does the post mortem. You'd have to hire a private investigator to follow that post mortem around to find out what he's into, what he does on the side, the people he mixed with, blah blah blah. The police officer is also going to say, "We don't find any foul play here," blah blah blah. You'd have to do the same thing to the police officer and put private investigators. You pick the wrong private investigator, you're just going to have your money scammed. He's going to say, we have found nothing. Guess what? He's in bed with them. Pedophiles work like that. Yeah. So there is no clear way out of this confusing quagmire. So, quagmire from Family Guy, it's actually a word, a phrase. Yeah, that means like something somewhat like a state of confusion, trickery, bamboozling. That I don't know why they named the character Quagmire. It's because Quagmire was really a paedophile. Yeah, so you can see how dirty, and it's Jewish people who create Family Guy, and they put a pedophile character because Quagmire was a sex addict. He was a pilot. He loved drinking. He loved smoking. He liked the finer things in life. He wanted to fuck his best friend's wife and his best friend's daughter. He was involved. He ended up involved with a transvestite, and at some point he tried to fuck the dog. Yeah. So as long as the victims remain ignorant, guess what? You're covertly medicated. You don't know that ignorance, yeah, of the psychology of abuse. The only way out is to take steps back and clear understanding the transfer of responsibility taking place. So they covertly medicate you, antipsychotics, like most medication, change the change the biology of the person, change the brain chemistry, which alters how the body works, alter how you feel about yourself, how you see the world, and ultimately alters your actions. So that's the transfer of a responsibility. They abused you, then they go and have experts agree. Nobody can find who the experts are because if you find the experts, you'd realize that there is a common denominator. Either they're all of the same race, or they're all of the same party, or they all have had shady past, and they all agree. They'll go out of their way to hire the experts, so you don't ever get to connect the dots with them. All right, they now give you the antipsychiatric medicine, antipsychotic medicine, alter your brain chemistry, fucks, alter your biology, fucks with your nervous system. You are now angry, irritated all the time. Guess what? They video you and go around telling everybody that, oh, he gets angry about everything. This is a sarcastic country. where they like sarcasm. So can you imagine you got antipsychotic medication fucking with your nervous system, fucking with your biology, fucking with your brain chemistry, which is making you easily irritable, and then you're having to listen to sarcasm that's meant to be a joke. You're going to respond aggressively all the time. In this country, very bad for you. The only way out is to take a step back and clearly understand the transfer of responsibility taking place. Clearly understand how the abusers casting themselves as the victims. So, okay, boom, they did all that to me. Me saying, oh, white people with blue eyes, this and that. Oh, oh my God, he hates blue-eyed white people. Oh my God, he hates slim girls. Oh my God, he hates homosexuals. The doctor, the experts, the nurses, the informants, the police, they have blue-eyed people, they have gays, they have all of these type of things that I apparently hate. How did they know I hated that in the first place for them to have an issue against me? So they do things to get you to express that to say, oh, we were right for doing that. Transfer of responsibility. There, to clearly understand how abusers cast themselves onto victims in the story is offensive, maneuver meant to throw their victims off the scent, confusion. So instead of you, oh, they say, oh, what is it? The problems within, yeah. You need to better yourself. You need, what is it now? People have to stab you in the back for you to focus on yourself. Eh? So rather than come as a friend, family member, or somebody who gives a shit and say, yo, you need to fix the thing up. Oh no, no. We're going to abuse your cloud and hopefully you wake up. Yeah. Transfer of responsibility, victim mindset, switching the narrative, playing the reverse psychology, confusing you. You're now starting to think that you're the problem. And maybe if you have treated people better, they wouldn't have done these things to you. That's how it's meant to work. Yeah. The fact that people suffer more abuse for standing up. So in this country, you dare stand up for races against racism, they'll come at you hard. You're better off shutting up and working for the races, and then you'll get the scraps. So, i.e., the black lad and the Asian lad who would, and Asian man and woman who, and black man and woman who works with them, they get nice cars, nice vehicles. They ain't getting much more than that, more than a line of credit that they can go and pay whatever monthly for a BMW and Benz. Guess what? You ain't backing down from them. You're fighting back, and they're realizing, oh shit, we can't get him to comply. We can't get him to be submissive. We can't subjugate him. Right, what we're going to use is vanity. All right, well, show him other black guys and Asian guys with pretty white, blonde, blue-eyed girls driving in their car. Show them driving expensive BMWs. Show them Artemir watches and shit like that. And hopefully, well, we can't get him any other way. So let's drag him in that way and let him feel like it's better to be on the team. Fuck off. Yeah. So more abusive for stand up for their rights and not be abusing accept is abuse is unacceptable. But it's sadly the norm, not the exception. So in Europe that is the norm, not in other countries. Feeling like you can't do anything right. Right, okay. One of the hallmarks in the psychology of abuse is that victims come to feel like they can't do anything right. This feeling is being instilled into them from outside, but they take personal responsibility for it, i.e., feeling like it's your fault. hmm So, like I said, I saw a post that this girl sent. This girl is a whore. This girl is a fucking whore, yeah, an absolute whore. And I don't say them things. You never hear me use that word. But based on what she did, she's a whore. Yeah, and I'm not talking like, oh, you're angry that she doesn't like you. I'm not talking that. Like an actual, legitimate whore sells herself. And she has a moral philosophy. She made a post that says, oh, sometimes you have to be abused and mistreated, basically, one for a better word, so that you understand that you have to fix up and take care of yourself. I'm saying, when did fucking prostitutes become philosophers? I ain't saying prostitutes can't be smart, but when did they become moral philosophers? I mean, anyway. So the victims can feel like they can't do anything. So i.e. in my FIFA, oh, there's nothing I can do about what they're doing. There's nothing I have to sit there and take it and stop playing the game. So it's abuse. Yeah, so it victimizes it, it turns the narrative, or he stopped playing the game, or he didn't complain, or he's the one that doesn't want to play, or he's not playing enough games. They're not doing anything, he's lying. He's the one that's not playing, he's the one that's not doing this. Obviously, I'm quite aware of it, that's why I still play. Because they say, well, most people would stop playing. And then they get to spin the narrative to say, well, he gave up rather than fighting for his rights, you know what I mean, and standing up for himself. This feeling is being instilled into them from outside. So covertly, a team is behind the computer, behind the screens, behind all that. So plenty of men would have said, "Oh, the government's harassing them, the government's attacking them," and all of a sudden they're being labelled as mentally ill. They start bringing up, yeah, they start seeing bare information about their past being leaked online, and bare private messages being leaked. Um, I mean, shifting blame. So rather than have the establishment be blamed, they find every bad thing about you or anything that can be perceived and notioned as bad. They use that and put it out there and create a collage of every bad thing you've ever done. So the game can go both ways, can't it? I believe in a knife for a knife, a tooth for a tooth, innit? You juke out my eye, I'ma juke your eye out. You shoot me, I'ma shoot you. You stab me, I'ma stab you. You chat shit about me, I'ma talk shit about you. You try to leak my information, my private life, and things I don't probably want people to know. I'm gonna do the same thing about you. You point out my imperfections. We all know you might have more imperfections than me. Hey, look at me, I mean, look at me. I'm very sure you might have more imperfections than me, black. So responsible for it, hoping that. So yeah, back in the day, I was under so many sanctions from the DWP, job center. They were covertly medicating me. I didn't know at the time. I struggled to sleep. I was struggling with insomnia. Struggled to function in the day. Couldn't sleep till late in the morning. End up missing appointments. I tell the fuckers at the job center. They say, "Oh, sorry, there's nothing we can do. We've got to send it on to a decision maker." Some unknown decision maker always seems to never take my problems into consideration and always want to sanction me. I thought, fuck that. Go and get a job. Go and get a job. I'm having issues. Taxman is overtaxing me, having me on a bigger tax code. The job saying that, oh, you didn't work them hours, blah, blah, blah. You're left to either wrap your tail behind you or kick off in that. Then they say, oh, you're a troublemaker in the workplace, or you're this in the workplace, disciplinary action, disciplinary, disciplinary, disciplinary. Eventually, they force you back into the situation because guess what? They're covertly medicating you, so they're suggesting you have some form of mental problem. They can't. They don't want you in a working environment because it wouldn't work. But it can't be both. You can't be functioning at work while being medicated because it's only done in severe situations. So obviously they need to force you out of the job and force you to not work. Okay, cool. So hoping that by modifying their thoughts, feelings, or behaviors, they'll finally be able to improve the situation. Cool. The medication changes your biology, fucks with your nervous system, changes your brain chemistry. What does it say here? Modifying thoughts. So antipsychotic medicine is abuse in its very nature because if you're getting a medication that alters your thoughts, how do they know what side of the spectrum are you going to? How do they know you're not going to become worse? Yeah, how do they know that? So antipsychotic medicine would go with what you call cognitive behavioral therapy, where they are instilling acceptable behavior in what they deem as acceptable. Previously called MK Ultra. It's just rebranded like most things as cognitive behavioral therapy. Stay away from it. Yeah. They'll finally be able to improve the situation. Abusive relationship. For those who have never been caught up in an abusive relationship, it seems insane that so many victims allow the abusive situations to continue on indefinitely. But what these perplexed people don't understand is that many abusers are master manipulators. They are skilled at instilling doubt in turning the tables and making their victims question themselves. So they thought they were master. In 2014, I made a post on Instagram saying that I'm a mastermind or telling you, man. And then I followed that up when I got that job at McDonald's with you pussies don't know what's coming. And no, what was it say? What did he say at the top there? Yeah. Painful, confusing, da, 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 da. Tragedy comes clear, blah blah, fight bar, conflict, rolling on the different blah blah blah. So basically, they what's the word? What's that thing that they said, man? They said some shit up here, man. Actually, victims who suffer in cruel and unsatisfactory include relief victims and mention with visible conflict has been rolling on but abusers don't defend them alternatives quickly. I mean, the conversation away from the victim, then organize and take it. Yes. So I said, 2014, I made a post to say I was a mastermind. Cool. The very word is literal. You have mastered your own mind. It doesn't mean you're plotting some fucking agenda to blow up some building or some terrorist offense. It means you have mastered your own mind. Monks and people in Far East, they did that meditation and all that, mastering your own thoughts, how you deal with your own issues and problems. Yeah, I then followed that up in 2015 in front of the whole British gang and in front of the whole gang. They say, you pussies don't really know what's coming. You think you're abusing me and you think you're going to get away with such an action. But quite a few of them know that they did not get away with it. Quite a few of them, man and woman, ended up in situations where they did not get away with it and they ended up on their butts. You get me? So, anyways, jumping back forward. So, yeah. So, abusive erodes confidence. So, you are overconfident, you are too happy, you get all the gal them. When life gets you down, you don't let it affect you, you don't let it depress you. You just keep getting up in it 7 times right, 7 times forward. An abuser won't like that because they want you to see you at your worst. They'll say this. They want to do things to you and then see you suffer, cry, moan, and try to beg and scream for help. So some types of abusers are hit you in the face, obvious, but other types are far more subtle. Plus, abusers of all kinds tend to qualify and rationalize their abusive words and actions, or i.e., it's justified. Yeah. So the government will think you're up to something, and apparently a bunch of experts that you cannot identify or conclusively, without a doubt, agrees. Guess what? They rationalize the abuse. So to militaries mainly do that, or to extract information from the enemy about what they're up to, you need to do as much as possible to them to break them as an individual. So they're easily controlled and they'll give up the information that you want or require. So abuse of organ tend to qualify and rationalize abusive words and actions. To try and make these words and actions seem like they're not abusive. Some examples doesn't everybody tease each other. So i.e. sarcasm. Oh, it's only a joke, mate. Oh, you can't handle a joke. Oh, he gets upset over everything. So they'll say some sarcastic comment like, oh, your bird fucking hates you, blood. Last night I had your bird doing this. Oh, you're not supposed to get upset. It's just a joke, and you're always getting angry. So you see the shit. So I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it there for now. I'll upload this and then I'll come back and play a bit of more FIFA. So FIFA, guess what? Can't qualify for FIFA. Anybody that sees me play will wonder why can't this guy qualify? Yeah, just to win 4 games. You see me in Division 6 and seeing other some British man. That's quite shit. Fucking getting 11 wins in foot jumps and I can't qualify. And what are they saying to justify that? They can't come out and justify it because at this current stage, anything they say will be screwed and would not make any fucking sense. Where have I heard that before? Oh, I wonder. Oh yeah, yeah. Before we sign out, right? So racism, white supremacy. I need to keep this article. That's a very good article. That one's a good one. Malicious. So abuse is malicious intent. The art of war. Yeah, let's do this one. So what should the police do when you report abuse? Because guess what? They would have run to the police. They would have told the police all sort of negative thing, spin lies, make false reports. So just in case they don't want to be heard, abusers never want to be heard. You'd realize that with pedophiles would hurt little children, but when somebody full grown comes to attack them, they curl up in their ball and cry. They want to have hurt people, but they don't want to hurt abuse. So abuse say this, what they'll do is go and report it to the police, make false statements about threats, you making threats to them, that they've seen you with weapons, that you're violent, aggressive, blah blah blah. That help the police now protects them. So you get mad and stab them 19 times in the face for what they've done. The police is running to you because guess what? These reports are made about you. Another tactic that they'll use, they'll go around to people who aren't involved but are just their friends and associates. They'll go around and say, "Oh, I think he's going to do something to me, you know. Or if anything ever happens to me, it's my ex-partner, it's Johnny, it's Colin, it's Anthony, it's Brownman, it's Reds, it's Mardo, it's Bedo, it's Sparks, it's Sprack, any type of name I've ever had. Um, I think he might do something to me. What that does is allow them to abuse you, and any reactionary abuse comes off that. They told people about it before it happened, so they're going to believe that you were doing bad things to them and not the way. And behind closed door, they can abuse you. Yeah. So domestic abuse or violence is a crime and should be reported to the police. There are also other call 999 if it's emergency or you have immediate danger. The police take domestic violence seriously and will be able to help and protect you. Contact. I contacted the police about numerous assaults and nothing come out of it. So it's obviously who's behind it. White man with blue eyes. Rich, child abuse. My mother used to abuse me as a child, and somehow the British government don't seem to give a fuck, and they have her as a registered informant that works for them. So somehow she gets away with abuse and gets to tell them lies, say that I am a liar and she's never done anything bad to me, and they write that down. Abuse. That's how abusers work together. Right, so we're gonna crack on with that, and then those abusers. So I'll start it here when I come back on. Those abusers, abusers work together. Yeah, so we'll start it there. This is just a reminder so don't forget. Those abusers work together. So you have authorities in the country that works miscellaneously, i.e. the intelligence agents will work with the NHS in what they call a fixated threat. So guess what? They don't like you. They think you're up to something. They can't get you arrested on any charge because they can't find no evidence. They then turn it into, oh, you have mental health issue, covertly fucking medicate you, i.e., the police with the intrusive warrant that they can come into your house and search it when you're not there, brings in a medical team that is also part of the fixated threat unit. They then lace your food and drink with medication. You come and say, "Oh, I think somebody's trying to poison me." They then lock you up because guess what? You're now telling everybody what they do. You're not telling everybody the secret. You're not exposing what they're doing. Covert medication can be nothing else but poisoning. Because guess what? Poisoning is anything that affects the body in a negative way. Antipsychotics, affect your body in a negative way. So it's actually poisoning. Many people have said, oh, they think they're being poisoned and they've ended up locked up inside mental health facilities, and now we know why.